You know what I mean? But we're on Instagram watching these Bugattis. Even Andrew Tate, Bugatti. Why are you watching him? Bugatti.
Yeah.
So the honest truth is people don't want the real advice, the real... Now, great, there's some people like Andrew Tate that can motivate you because to a level they have succeeded.
And they do it in an
entertaining way. But the sad truth is most people don't actually want to learn to be rich. If you want to be rich, there's tons of nerds teaching you how to drop ship. But then when you click on
YouTube, and just so many ways to make
money. But people don't watch it. No one watches it. You don't actually want to be rich. You want to be rich in a fun way.
They want to be entertained.
Yes, boys. Thank you very much for coming down the podcast. Much appreciated. How you doing?
Good. For me, it's pleasure.
Yeah.
Pleasure having us.
No, I think I'm going to be on yours next week.
Yes.
This is the first three-way conversation that I've done. It's going to be a chilled conversation about whatever. So you guys, you've lived in Dubai for most of your life.
Born here, my whole life.
Born and raised all my life here.
You're back and forth from London.
Yeah, half my life was in London, half here. So always back and forth.
Are you Emirati?
No. I'm from Tanzania, East Africa, even though I'm born here. But originally I'm from Tanzania.
Okay.
Yeah, I wish I was, it's
actually, this is the first time someone's got me and Ahmed on a podcast together. We're both like confused. We're like, wait, what's going on?
Usually we're the guys asking questions.
Yeah,
you know?
So
no, you can feel free to ask me questions as well.
Yeah. No, we are. We have some plans.
Don't worry about that.
We came prepared.
We know everything. No, but Dubai is interesting because even if you're born there, you would think that you'd get the passport because it's such a valuable passport to have, but you don't get it. And even if you marry, I don't know, for what I've heard, even if you marry an Emirati girl, you have to wait until you have your son. And then once your son reaches 18 years old, that's when you get the passport. So you have to have a child with an Emirati woman and then wait till he becomes 18. He gets the Emirati passport directly. But only when he becomes 18 can you apply for you to get it. So it's a very difficult passport to get.
Are you Emirati or not?
So we have mixed background. Some of my mom's family are, but they have different roots. So not purely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you get any of the perks?
No. But the thing is, I think they also have different levels of passport. I guess back in the day, because when my mom's family, they came here when they were super young, like 10 years old. So back then, actually, you could get it.
Yeah.
But back then, now, everyone kind of, I guess it's very strong. But back then, it's we're talking 50, 60 years ago. UAE is not that old as a country, right? So it was very new.
Yeah, they make it super difficult though to become a citizen.
But I like that, to be honest, because they also take care of all the citizens very well, healthcare.
You get free healthcare, free education, free house,
and even land. Once you get married, they give you
land to build a property, and you get if you die, free burial. When you go study abroad, they pay you a salary, like a monthly expense. So let's say you're a kid, you study. They want to incentivize studying in UK. So they'll send you monthly pocket money for you to use there.
No way.
So you get some, but those are the people we saw all these flashy buildings and we decided to move here. Those guys were here when it was just desert, nothing. They're pearl diving, looking for pearls in the ocean. So they're here from the struggle, so they deserve it for sure.
You guys must have seen a lot change over the past.
Yeah, I mean,
10, 20 years.
Nowadays, everyone knows Dubai, right? But I guess both of us being born and raised here, it's we're back from the Deira side of things, right?
Yeah, man.
So back then, the whole Sheikh side, you see, it was just desert, just purely desert. I can't even remember. I was a kid, right?
Yeah, even me.
But from the photos that I see, I'm wow, my family's been here this whole time.
Yeah.
So it kind of just feels cool because everyone.
Do you feel like it's getting better with time, or do you feel like it's?
What do you mean better?
I don't know. Is it do you think it's a more enjoyable place to live? Are you liking it in that sense?
Honestly, I love Dubai. And in one sense, obviously everyone says nowadays it's a trend that everyone loves Dubai. Wow. But genuinely, I think what they've done is genius. Yeah. Because lots of people criticize it they're doing too much or the heritage is going I genuinely think they're the best thinking leaders in terms of this is what the future is going to look like. Why don't we just do it now? As in, I feel like every other country that's not doing what they're doing is building the best things and building the best attractions. They're going to start doing that in 5 or 10 years. And you're seeing that happen right now.
They do it quick.
Yeah.
So quick.
And you're seeing that across the Middle East right now. Right now, Saudi started doing what Dubai's doing. They're okay, you know what? We're building crazy phenomenons and stuff. So I think Dubai was just ahead of that curve. And I love that they're still pushing, And you get lots of people that criticize it, but I think it's genius.
Yeah. I think that the genius move was staying open during the lockdown period. There was
so many people came.
There was a short period of time when it was like super strict, but then they opened up pretty quickly and safely. And then every single person
that was the window. Like everybody just got in.
Yeah, it was like the only place in the world where like the gyms were still open. There's a few other places, I guess, but like everybody I knew in the fitness industry was just coming to Dubai, and then they came to Dubai and they were like, actually, Dubai's pretty cool.
Yeah,
I think I'm gonna.
I like it. It's nice. And the way they handled that was good as well, because like, they had the safety as well, like in the beginning when they thought they needed to. And then as soon as they realized like it's okay or like whatever, they opened it up so fast. And everyone just moved here. I remember seeing like every YouTuber, every influencer, every like person, businessman, everyone was just moving here. It was sick.
And I think the cool thing about it was, like you said, the fact that they were able to open up so quickly. So they had this period, lockdown, where everyone was not allowed to go out. But I loved how, because of their technology, they can enforce it. Like everyone was like, how's Dubai getting everyone to stay inside? If you drove down the main road in Dubai, flash camera, you couldn't do it.
Yeah.
So they kind of kept everyone inside for a small window of time and then said, all right, open back up.
Yeah.
But you don't have that anywhere else. Like which other country could use their like radars to stop people from going outside?
Yeah. Dubai, strict.
You don't want to mess with the
You don't
police
want to
either.
mess.
Yeah, it's like that's crazy. It's like they use technology, but in like a really cool way.
Yeah, but that's what I like about Dubai. You know, in other countries, the police are disrespected. It's like if you're a police, they call them pigs. In Dubai, everybody loves the police. Like you see a police, like people are like waving at the police. You know, like me growing up here, I've seen all my neighbors. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
When you see a police, it's always like you're happy to see them. You're like, hey. And it's interesting because over there, like in UK, your tax pays for the police. So if you think you would think that there, you know, they'd like the police, but the police would like the people and they'd have a good relationship. But here, I mean, the police are treated so well and like they're like the heroes, you know?
Yeah,
everyone loves
in
them.
the UK, they get pretty disrespected.
Yeah, and they deserve it sometimes. Some of them.
Yeah, honestly, that's what I was gonna say. Because here they're
100%.
actually nice. Like in some countries, they're not as nice.
Yeah, I don't think in America they're very nice.
Yeah, like you see videos out there and they're really like, you have the whole like racist side of things and you have the whole, but here it's like the police are just genuinely there to help you.
Yeah.
So.
Do you ever go back to UK much?
Yeah, I'm not too much nowadays. I think nowadays I'm kind of scared to go.
Yeah.
I'm just like, I hear so much, but actually I'm going in like 2 weeks. So that should be interesting. I haven't been since like a few years now, yeah.
Nice. So you're both content creators. You've been around for a long time. You're like the OG YouTuber in the Middle East.
Yeah.
I feel like, I was checking your channel out. You've been doing stuff for a while, but I feel like recently you've really come out of the blue.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, it was interesting because when I started vlogging. So I made my first video when I was 13. So like now I'm 20.
13?
Yeah, 13 I made my first, it was with Mo actually.
Yeah.
Oh, was it?
That's how I actually met Mo. So I'll give you the quick story. Basically, I went up to one of my family relatives. I saw him in the mosque. I was like, you're not doing marketing right. Because he had a car dealership. So he saw me as like a little kid, like, what are you doing? What are you saying? I was like, yeah. I was like, you know, there's so many YouTubers here in Dubai popping off, like influencers, YouTubers. Just invite them over, give them a small tour, and you get some marketing for free. So he's like, do you know any of them? I was like, I mean, yeah, there's this one guy. His name is MoVlogs. He's like, can you contact him? I was like, yeah. I had no idea how to contact him, but I was like, yeah. You know, I'm the type of guy, I'll say yes for the opportunity and then I'll figure out how to do it. So he's like, all right, contact him. So I had to search through his videos, finally found one of these business emails, like in one of his videos where like he's like, if you have any business inquiries, advertisements. So I was like, let me email this. So I emailed it as a 13-year-old. And when I was emailing him, my uncle said, actually, tell him we'll give him a car to drive as well. Like a Bugatti for a round around the showroom. So I was like, okay, sure. But me being a 13-year-old, emailing him, telling him to drive a Bugatti, he thought it was a prank. He never replied.
It was on April Fool's Day.
Oh yeah,
it was on April 1st.
Bad timing. That timing was really bad. But yeah, honestly, I thought that it would work out. And then let me just start.
How old were you at the time when this was going?
I think I was like 21. Yeah,
21. Yeah.
Yeah, he only had like 500K subscribers. And at that time, showrooms in Dubai, they didn't understand social media. If you came there and you weren't gonna buy a car, they kick you out. Like, what do you mean you're a vlogger? What do you mean you're filming? So then 2 months later, finally, I was able to set it up with him after like sending repeat emails, making my dad send him an email. Finally, he decided to reply and he could set it up. He believed me. Then he came. It was a big success. And after that, my uncle was like I say uncle, but like family relative. He was like, bring every famous person, you know, that you know. Because it was a big, the video got like 12 million views.
Yeah.
It was your video?
Yeah.
Yeah.
12 or 15 million views?
Now it's like 15, 16. By the time, it blew up quite quick.
So imagine, so it was like crazy. And then I was like, okay, and I just did that again and again. And I was supposed to do, so I did vlogging. the first time he came, I did a vlog. But I realized a vlog wasn't my thing, so I just stopped. But now that podcasts have become more popular, podcast is like my thing, you know. I've been doing interviews for a while, a long time, but not on my channel, just for other channels during tournaments and stuff. Oh. And now, it's like, but then that's how I started the agency. So I actually have an influencer marketing agency.
Okay.
Yeah. So we work a lot with Mo as well. Many influencers, but basically.
So what was your role?
So I'm the founder of the agency. Yeah. Well, like my role is basically just contacting the influencers, signing them, or making agreements to represent them. Mm-hmm. And then we work with some of the biggest brands to
so you put them in touch with
basically broker the
brands.
Yeah. So when my uncle's showroom closed down, I was like, okay, what do I do now? Because I had my whole life planned there. Mm-hmm. So, and he sold it. So I was like, okay, what do I do now? But then I was like, I kind of made it quite popular with all these influencers. So I have this network of influencers. I can do this for other brands. Mm-hmm. So then I started that. But so I started doing influencer marketing since I was 13. And now I'm 20, so I've been doing it for 7 years. And
you're 20 years old now?
Yeah, and I'm 20.
Fuck, I thought you were older. You're doing good for 20.
Thanks, bro. I appreciate it. Yeah.
Wow. How old are you now?
Me, I'm 27 now.
27.
Yeah.
When did you
my mentor?
When did you start with your channel and the vlogging?
I think probably when I was around 20. Mm-hmm. So I started making videos, vlogs at the time was like popular.
Why? Just because you would...
Actually, I used to watch vloggers. Like at the time I was obsessed with YouTube. So it's like I used to just consume vlogs all the time. And I was like, you know what? Maybe I can do this.
Who was your favorite at the time?
BF versus GF. I don't know if you know them. Boyfriend versus girlfriend. Jesse Gina. They were like the OGs of vlogging.
I'm sure you've seen Jesse Wellens. You know, he's kind of buff as well. He was a gym freak as well. Yeah.
Yeah, he's a gym freak. Jesse Wellens. The boyfriend versus girlfriend. They're very popular. They did the pranks of prank versus prank. Maybe you remember that. Okay. But they were like the OGs of vlogging. Mm-hmm. So I used to watch them all the time. I was like, you know what? I want to do this. And like you said, like when I came to Dubai at that time, it was like, no one was vlogging here.
No.
Yeah. Because it was weird.
Yeah.
It was weird. Like you'd go around, like everyone's like, yo, either stop recording me. What the hell are you doing? Like relax. Like it was weird. It was like way more conservative than it is now. Mm-hmm. Especially in social media.
I remember when I came, first time I came was 2018 and I was vlogging and it was very different then. So I can't imagine. Yeah. You would have literally been the first vlogger in Dubai, surely.
There was very few, but it was just like, it was still so new.
Yeah.
And like you said, like even car showrooms, I used to record cars like countless times. It's like, hey, stop recording this car. Don't come close. Go away, you know? So,
but that definitely would have worked in your advantage because everybody would have been curious to know what life is like in Dubai. And you're the one that's showing it. Because they don't, like, you don't see any high-end production companies coming here to film movies or any TV shows.
Now it's kind of starting, but
at that time, no way.
Yeah. Even now, it's still not as much.
Do you get annoyed that more vlogs are coming here?
Nah, I think
like me. All these guys, man.
I think it's good, honestly. Yeah, no, it's good. I don't get annoyed.
I'm collaboration.
I'm at a point now though where I feel like when I came here, it was great. Everything was fresh.
Yeah,
but I've done a lot now, and I'm like, what else can I do in Dubai that I've not already done? And now everybody else is also showing it as well. So it's kind of caused me to transition a little bit and evolve.
I feel like you have to. I feel like in business or anything in particular, you have to evolve yourself. Like if you're trying to avoid people coming here and like, oh, okay, I have this for me, it just never works. And that's like, I think you have these like phases you go through. It's like, all right, well, things are not as good as before. More people are here. I need to either innovate but I think you see that so much in companies, but as YouTubers, we don't think of it as work. Like you see like Nokia running out and then iPhone coming in or BlackBerry running out of business. I think in vlogging and stuff, we're always so scared to change paths.
Yeah.
Like, but you have to. It's like, look at Logan. Start with the vlogs, doing podcasts, events. I think it's the same thing. We need to just like sit down and realistically say, all right, you know what? There's an expiry date on everything, even videos.
Yeah.
Or like a certain type of video.
I think you definitely, as you get older, you start to mature. So even the videos you used to do in your early 20s, you're like, I don't really feel like I should be doing this anymore.
And you get
it feels weird.
Like you get stuck in a thing. I think for me, the hardest thing was I'm making like, I guess, more child-friendly videos. But then I'm always making these child-friendly videos. But my fans are like, yo, okay, I started watching when I was 15.
They grew with you.
I started watching when I was 15, but bro, I'm like 25. I don't want to hear like, yo. Like, look at this fidget spinner. Like, what's up, squad? We're the best gang in town. So that's the hard part because you forget that, right?
Yeah.
What was your demographic now? Have you checked?
No, but the thing about YouTube, it always says the same, 18 to 24, kind of like that range, you know? And I feel like a lot of times they say, if my fans used to be like 14, 15, they would have made their accounts being 18 to 24 because then they don't get the age restriction.
Oh, yeah.
So they're probably now like, they just adjusted their date of birth. So it just always looks like a similar demographic.
Yeah. Nice. So you've gone into the podcasting, you've gone into the podcasting. I think we're like one of the few people where we've all managed to interview Tate to some extent.
Somehow, yeah.
Yeah.
What do you think of the current situation at the moment?
I mean, my first video seeing Tate was your video.
Yeah.
I think I had a guy that worked for me who was like, have you seen this Tate guy? And I was like, don't know. I actually messaged him way before he got banned. It was like 100, 200K followers.
Yeah.
And I'm a car vlogger. So I saw someone that has a Bugatti. I'm like, all right, let me send him a DM. And I was like, hey, brother, so nice car. Let's do a video. He was like, my car's in Romania. And then we never really talked after that. The current situation, I'm going to be honest, it's just kind of, in my opinion, it's messed up. Look, the guy's very edgy, you know, but just the way everything's been put on him just looks unfair. And it definitely looks like it's because of the whole image he has online rather than what he's done. You know what I mean?
The influence, yes.
Yeah, it's more the influence. It's less of an actual case. Now, obviously, they're not really putting out any information for anyone to judge anyways, which makes it seem even more messed up. Because if they did, like if they came out and arrested him and there was a specific, like he did this and this and this, I think I would even understand it. All right, maybe something did happen, but the way it's happened.
And human trafficking, such a big charge.
Yeah.
Human trafficking.
Yeah, the rape and human trafficking, he does not seem like that type of guy.
And I hate, like, I hate to say I'm a person that kind of like just judges situations, but like the people that are putting the charge on him, do they look like credible victims?
Yeah.
You know, like these party type of girls that are like chilling and partying while the raid's happening. They don't look like something happened to them, you know? Like it feels like a few ladies that I saw, which are like, you know, like traumatized or like they look at least like something happened to them. I'd get it. But the victims are just, it looks like they just did it to try and get more attention.
Yeah, for sure. I've actually heard from Luke, apparently the prosecutor is basically just gathering all this evidence and a collection of the worst things he's ever said. Yeah.
Oh.
So imagine, you know.
Recently he told you this.
Yeah. So back in the day, when his earlier videos, he said some wild stuff.
Yeah, he said some really
bad. Some of it's stupid. Some of it is like part of his character.
Yeah.
When he's saying it in his voice, you know, like he's only messing about.
Yeah.
It's like he's just being stupid.
Yeah.
But if you take all the worst things he said and then a judge reads it, then it sounds so bad.
In that case, like he's done. Like if that's the evidence they want to use, like he's done. But it's not really evidence, right? It's like that's just him messing around, being a character. It's like I think Tam was saying, it's like taking pranksters' pranks and saying they're real and like using it against them. Like, come on, it's social media, you know?
It's such a smart strategy though. Like I tell people all the time, like he gets people like interested with these small clips, like with the ones where he's like breathe air, or you know, like these funny clips.
It's just controversial.
Yeah. You can't. He knows you can't get famous by saying, you know, the sky is blue and the grass is green. You have to say like the sky is orange and the grass is purple. You know, that's how you get famous. So then he makes those clips. Those clips go viral. You say, you know what? Let me watch the whole video. You watch the whole video. You're like, wait a minute. There's some serious good advice in this video. You know, there's some solid advice here. I actually like this guy. So it's like he kind of like hooks you in with those clips.
Yeah.
Sick strategy. The guy thinks everything through. He has every detail, I think, planned out, you know? He's a master like mind. Honestly, one of the smartest guys I've met.
Yeah.
I remember even you said something to me. So when you did the podcast with Tate, you were like, I'm just going to say it, but you tell me if I can. You were like, him changing the time. Do you reckon it was like a intelligence thing? Do you remember what you were telling me?
I feel it. Basically, I kind of like the way he kind of... I don't know. This is just a wild thought, but
it's a crazy theory. Yeah, right? It's a crazy Andrew Tate theory.
But like the way he, so he kept like trying to cancel the podcast. Not cancel. He wanted to postpone it. Yeah, postpone it basically to another day. So I kept insisting that, you know, he do it because I was really excited for it. You know, really excited to meet him. I was a massive fan. He had big positive impact in my life. You know, regardless of what anyone says, my life impacted completely positively. Anyways, then he kept trying to delay it. So, and then like when I was saying like I would give like a small, I'd be like, okay, it's fine, but you know, I really like to do it. He'd be like, okay, I'll do it. But a small part of me was like, in the end, I was like, man, maybe he did that. When I found out how smart he was, when I see the clips, I was like, maybe he did that because he wanted me to like be extra happy like when he comes there. So I'd be like completely like just like grateful that he came, and not like I wouldn't try to like, you know, ask him any bad questions because I'm just so happy that he came. But I don't know, it's a wild theory.
It's a wild theory, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't like.
You know, when he got arrested, I thought he'd set it up himself.
Yeah, me too.
That's like
100%.
Because you know, it was getting to the point where he'd done so many podcasts, and he, in a way, he was kind of running out of new material to talk about. So I thought, oh, well, this is just like a perfect thing to happen, whereby he'll go away for a bit, and then he's going to come back with all this fresh material.
I mean, if that's the case, and that does happen.
Well, I think
we're all going to sit there like, yo, did he do this on purpose?
No, but I think it's too late
by the looks of it now.
It's too late, bro. There's like lawyers and court.
Okay, let's say theoretically he comes out now in 2 months and no cases were charged and stuff, like big play.
See, well, all I know is he said Romania police is easy for him. Like Romania is easy. Like he controls Romania. So I mean, for them it looks good to the rest of the world if they. But again, I think Tate. The one thing about him is he loves his fans. So I think anything that would kind of like make his fans have the slightest inclination to dislike him, he would stay away from.
Yeah, and I don't think so, honestly, because he's literally like bashing Romanian government at this point.
Yeah,
so
now he's like going.
It's like,
they wouldn't allow it.
You wouldn't. The government's not just.
Or maybe he tried to do it, and now he's like, wait, no, cancel. They're like, no, stay.
Cancel the plan. Yeah.
Now you're staying here. Yeah. It worked out good for us.
But the thing that I find interesting is if someone's done something really bad, they've done some shady shit, usually they keep quiet and they stay low key.
Exactly.
So
he would not be saying edgy stuff online.
Understand if he had really done something bad, then why the hell would he want to be the most famous 100%. Man on the planet?
And why would he say stuff about girls all the time?
Yeah, people are going to go digging.
I agree 100%. That's a very good point.
The one thing that's I find it the most annoying is just any cases related to situations like this, you know, because it's also such a thin line where you can't say what's right or wrong, because like you said, there are actual victims of trafficking and rape and stuff.
And it's very wrong.
It's such a fine line of like, because you don't even want to talk about it, because right now if I say, oh, most of it's just nonsense, then everyone's going to attack you like, wait, this happens, right? But I think it's also such a fine line of like, there's a lot of women that manipulate it.
It's so easy. All they have to say is, nobody knows what happens in the bedroom. It's the most, there's no evidence, and it's so easy for someone to say.
And I think Tam Khan said something really nicely. He was like, that's why I like the Islamic way. It's like, unless you're married or something, you shouldn't even be doing anything. And I feel like there needs to eventually be some sort of law where you kind of know, because look, 100%. We're all adults. We know how it is. You go with a girl, you go in the bedroom, you talk, whatever. Maybe a situation has happened where she's said no in a jokey way, and you don't like, you know, there's been situations where like you're role playing and stuff like.
Well, that's why if I ever come across a girl she's had too much to drink and she's hitting on me, I'm like, nah, go away. Yeah, like I do not.
Yeah, because at this point you're gonna wake up and say, oh, I didn't want it, or you're not even gonna remember what you said. Yeah. You
got to be careful, especially as you're
getting more famous.
If your status increases, your income increases.
Yeah,
then you become an easy target.
Yeah.
And it's the worst because now you have so many girls that can come out because your status increased. So many girls were onto you. Now you have so many wild cards that could, like ticking time bombs that could come out and say it at any time. And just pure upside for them most of the time, you know?
Yeah.
But isn't there like a time limit to make these cases? I'm just wondering.
I don't think so. No,
I don't think so, no.
I think maybe there should be not.
The Hollywood guy, Harvey Weinstein. Yeah. So he had loads of victims come call him out like years, if not decades after.
Yeah, but I don't think there should be a time limit because, like, you know, if someone comes out and says like,
because if it's like a known thing, then I think you're at least telling the people that happen to it like this is your time to act. And I get it. Some people don't like, as in not like hey, you have 1 year. All right, sometimes like maybe you're still in a situation, but like as in like if that certain person ends up being a celebrity, because most of the times they take action when there's now a benefit to take an action. You know what I mean? And like the Tate case, oh, he's super famous now. And I'm saying if it's like a wrong accusation, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I get it. You can't. It's such a thin line of what's right, what's wrong.
What would you say is the biggest thing that you both learned from him?
Oof, I learned so much, honestly.
I'll tell you what, he gave me a kick up the arse. I remember last summer I was just messing about and just enjoying life too much. And I listened to a few of his podcasts. I was like, I need to stop.
Wake up.
Yeah, just get back on the grind.
Yeah, 100%. Exactly. He has the one clip in particular really like made me change my mood. there's quite a few, but this was one particular that comes to mind right now, where he's like, a bad day is coming. Have you seen that one?
Yeah.
A bad day is coming. He's like, you're going to wake up one day and get a call that a certain loved one that you really like has passed away. And he's like, that day is coming for you, for me, for all of us. That day is coming. So until then, today is not that day. Why not be happy today? That day you were going to feel sad is going to come. So wait for that day. Don't do it in advance, you know? So today, you wake up, your family are alive, be happy. Yeah, that one stuck with me. And I was like, damn, yeah, like today, nobody, like the people I loved, everyone's alive, I'm alive. That's the main thing that matters.
It could be so much worse.
Yeah.
I think one smart thing he really said that I guess stuck with me, because my sister hated Andrew Tate. Like she went through a phase, like she liked him, like instantly after she said a few girl things like, I hate Andrew Tate. And I remember I spoke with him about it. I was like, yo, my sister hates you, disagrees with everything. He was like, that's good. He's like, the reason I make, and he kind of said, he was like, the reason I like people hating me is if you hate me, you're now forced to listen to the rest of what I say. And this is where I start educating people. Because even if you hate me, like for the first sentence I say,
you will listen.
You're going to listen. And this is where I teach you the good stuff.
Yeah.
So it kind of made sense. I was like, actually, this guy's got a point.
He
Like,
gets your attention.
If like, so you say something that really makes me triggered, and I'm like, yo, what the hell did you just say? I'm going to listen for a few more minutes. And then at that point, I might start learning.
Yeah.
So I get that.
Bro, he knows like how to pick and poke at people, you know?
Yeah.
You have to do it. If you want to become that famous that fast, you have to play with their emotions.
Yeah.
And he made me realize like all these people who I saw were so angry about Andrew Tate. Like, okay, you don't like him, I understand. But some people were doing so much out of their way. Like, don't you have goals in life that you can be working on right now? You know, instead of like, yeah, okay, whatever, you don't like him. But why would you put so much energy and focus? People are really too controlled by their emotions. And he talks about this all the time. They're just so like they're just so consumed by them that oftentimes they can't stop to think like, wait a minute, this has nothing to do with me. I have my own goals. I have my own, let me just live my life, you know?
Yeah.
People are so consumed by their emotions.
I think social media
Well, that's why I stay off Twitter. Twitter's what, do you ever go on it?
I did TikTok. No. TikTok was my, like, I just kept scrolling.
Well, I mean, social media does that, but Twitter as well. I just noticed everyone is just arguing with each other.
Yeah,
there's no content.
Twitter is just chatting shit. There's no content. There's no like on YouTube videos.
It's either just fighting. It's like a fighting.
Yeah, I agree. Because there's no content. This is just words, you know.
What where do you see the future being with social media? Like, which platforms do you think are gonna drop off, and which ones are gonna stay strong?
Tough to say,
man. Yeah, I think everything.
Facebook is gone. Facebook is finished.
Yeah,
I think we can agree on that. Facebook.
But there's a lot of people still using it, but I don't know who they are.
I don't know really. Find me those people, please.
I think they're like over 40s or 50s or something.
Yeah, or like countries where
I have a page, and so I
even
have,
you, your views.
I have my assistant post
same as you, right?
And some posts go viral. I'm like,
they get crazy views.
What?
But you know what it is? I think it's a country thing.
Yeah.
I think like
less developed countries.
less developed countries use it a lot more because they have like little communities in Facebook. Or let's say, for example, my maid actually uses Facebook because the marketplace, and she buys stuff off it, and there's like live video sales stuff happening. I think Facebook genuinely is a lot more technical than other platforms. It's like, you know, like way before other platforms, you could give access for someone to control your page.
Definitely, the user experience is like more difficult. Like it's more.
Yeah, but also it's like, as in
clean.
like, it's a lot better for like companies running stuff, in my opinion. It's like YouTube introduced someone else uploading for you like maybe 1 or 2 years ago. Facebook had it for like 10 or I don't know.
Yeah,
that's true. Yeah, I think because of like now, if you see like Facebook, when people use it, they're like I think also another thing is like on Facebook there's like high demand and low supply. So like I think that's why a lot of your videos are going viral. Because like people are like trying to look for content and there's not many people uploading there. So like you two, when you pop out, it's like, okay, they get content.
Well, I think the moment they start introducing like some decent ad revenue, which they have started doing, that draws a lot of people back.
Draws that quickly.
Because I know some people on Facebook, if you got a video over 3 minutes, you got ads in it and it goes, pops off.
You get good money.
I know some people making tens of thousands of dollars on Facebook, but it's
look at Supercar Blondie. She's making it.
Probably
she's making like, and also Nas Daily.
Nas Daily, another one.
Nas Daily.
Sure. But Nas Daily, I think his videos are too short. They're like 1 minute.
Even I don't know, Julius Dean.
Yeah, Julius Dean.
I was talking with him, like from what I know is like in the millions, like millions. So.
What's the YouTube revenue like for you at the moment? Because I think you must have had 1 year, like your best year, where the videos were just going crazy.
Yeah.
When is that was the peak of the...
I think, that was in the daily vlogging days. Nowadays, to be honest, I don't really upload.
Yeah.
Like now I upload like 2, I'd say like 2 a week maximum. Not even like 1 a week. So now the YouTube revenue is like low. But yeah, definitely there was a period where it was like very good.
I think it's dangerous to become too reliant upon that as your main source of income.
I agree. Yeah. I think you need to have like, if you have some other income on the side, like a business or something, because trends change, as you said, trends change. Today they like you, today they don't. Today vlogging is cool, today podcast is cool, tomorrow it's not.
You end up chasing the views and then making content.
That's a mistake. I genuinely, I think I made a lot. It was just like, like if you do like a bit of research on me, MoVlogs, clickbait. And I think there was a point in like daily vlogging where it's like you're competing with like so many daily vloggers, and making content every single day and keeping it entertaining is quite hard, you know? Yes. It's like, imagine every single day you have to wake up, make a plan, go out, try and find. Now, as entertaining as the day is, if your thumbnail's not entertaining, it doesn't get views. So I think that was like a very...
did that for 3 years.
Yeah, 3.5, 4 years almost, you know? So it was like...
I find that crazy. Because I was with him during that time, bro. Like, he used to wake up like, you know, you wake up at like 9 a.m., you're editing yesterday's video. He used to edit 3 years by himself. You're editing yesterday's video. Yeah, bro. And he wakes up, he's editing yesterday's video. Now it's like 1 p.m. He has until sunset. You know, you can't film during nighttime. If you're filming a car at night, no one can see the car.
Yeah, and the sunset's pretty early here.
Exactly. So now you have a span of 5 hours to think and execute a whole new video. The first 1 week, you could say it's easy. You'll do Burj Khalifa one day Palm Jumeirah, one day, you know, Burj Al Arab, one day Dubai Mall. But after 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, let's say you have 3 months. After 3 months, what are you going to film, bro? 3 years? You know?
Exactly. So I think it just became like a unhealthy cycle of like, I need this clicks, I need this many clicks. And then obviously like, I think you learn though, like right now, it's just like, to be honest, right now I'm in like my little break phase of just like, all right, fresh air, let me just relax for a second.
I'm in my hungry phase.
Because like, you're in your hungry phase. And also I started like not liking it because I'm like, you know what, people are right. Like, what is this like chasing views? So then in this period, I actually started like an Arabic channel and kind of went like the Mr. Beast route. Literally just make high production videos and spend money and time on it and don't have like a very heavy upload schedule. Then I realized with 3 videos a month, I was making more views than when I was with 30 videos a month.
That's interesting. So you've only started the Arabic channel recently?
2 years,
2 years.
Yeah.
I mean, the first few months were like very like, it was on the side. Like by the way, I've just learned Arabic during these 2 years.
You barely even speak it.
I still barely speak it.
Did you learn it for the channel or for other reasons?
Exactly, for the channel.
Fuck.
Because I always wanted to learn it, but I was like, there's no way I'm going to learn unless I have like a work reason behind it. Because at the end of the day, I'm a guy, like, I hate school. I hate going to learn new things for no reason.
If you're not making money, it's hard to like spend time.
Yeah, you know, unless there's like some sort of like business thing where I can kind of feel productive about it at least. I was like, all right, you know what? I'm going to do some videos. And then suddenly it just turned into something.
Yeah, I have some people that ask me advice on social media, how to grow and monetize their channel. And if they speak a number of different languages,
helps so much.
Then I say to them, well, maybe you should try focus on making videos using the language where there's the least amount of competition.
Yeah, niches bring riches, they say. Yeah,
because there's a guy who I know who's like super successful, and he speaks very good English, but he grew up in Germany, and he decided, you know what, I'm just going to capitalize on the German market. There's about 80 million. You got some Swiss people as well, but he could be the best in Germany. Instead of trying to be like somewhere in the middle of like UK speaking.
It's interesting because there's like this thing that Tesla did. You know, when Tesla started, it's the same thing. When Tesla started, they first came out with the Roadster, and that was like really expensive car, super fast. You know, only for like the richest of the rich were buying it, and then that got everyone interested in Tesla. What is Tesla? I want a Tesla. Then they came out with the mass market option. So once they had that niche, and they had that noise because that niche was so obsessed with them. They came out with this mass market option, Model Y, Model 3. Everyone can afford it. You know, so that helped the brand today where it is. But as we're saying, niche, focus on the niche. And then
what are you doing now to sort of branch out and maybe focus more on different business ventures instead of relying upon the revenue from YouTube?
To be honest, I'm still heavily focused on social media because I think people, like especially social media people, they don't realize how many ways you can make money. Like we said, there's money on Facebook. There's money on Instagram. There's money on TikTok. There's money on Snapchat. There's money on new platforms. There's tons of platforms just trying to get people on it. So if you can just grow enough audience and you have enough of a businessy mindset, you can make enough money, you know?
Well, I'm with your name, your brand, and you must have some mad connections here.
Yeah,
I think you should release something like some kind of a product.
Definitely, product is something I'm thinking about. But also, like that's the thing.
I listened to the CEO cast when you opened up a coffee shop. Was it a shake?
Yeah,
what was it?
Fun and Shakes.
Yeah, we had a coffee shop. I think the mistake there was physical location, needing to run a physical location.
High overheads.
Yeah, exactly. Like scaling is such a headache. So I think definitely product is something I want to do. But I think also we've seen the successful YouTubers that do it. It definitely needs to be a good product, affordable, as in also something that's without you is good. And I think that's a lot of mistakes some influencers make. It's like, so that's what I'm thinking about this year. I definitely do want product, but it's just like, what's the right product that matches me? Affordable, good product. And
we're doing that now at the agency. So we're now at the agency because we have all these influencers and we've been making them promote a bunch of different brands. We said, why don't we start building brands for the influencers? So we started doing that. And I realized, like, you know, in the first stage, the phase one of creator economy was merch. So they do t-shirts, you know, that was the phase one of everyone. But the problem with shirts is you buy it one time, you wear it, and that's it. Whereas
that's the problem with the shorts. Like guys,
someone will buy this one time, they buy one of them, and they'd wear it, that's it. Whereas a drink like Prime, you buy it, you drink it, you finish it, you won't need another one tomorrow. Tomorrow you buy it, it's consumable. So what we noticed was this is the phase two. So everyone's getting that. And also, if let's say I buy Prime today, I drink Prime, and tomorrow I don't care about Logan Paul anymore. I'm not a fan of him. But if I like the drink, it's still part of my daily routine. I'll still drink the drink. Whereas, you know, I mean, this is pretty good because it's still like it's a niche product and stuff. But like if it's a merch shirt which has like a big logo of a YouTuber I don't like, and I don't like the YouTuber, I'm ever gonna wear the shirt. You know, it's highly unlikely. So we started making these products for influencers, and you know, it's going well. It's like, and also the valuations. By the way, that's another thing. If you're a creator and you come out with a product, the valuation of your company is insane. Like for example, The Rock, his Terramano tequila brand. Terramano's worth $3 billion. Huda Beauty, her makeup line is worth $1 billion. You have Kylie Jenner, Proper 12, Conor McGregor's brand, whiskey brand, $600 million. So like, if you're a creator, you get a product, people will throw money because they know you have this audience, you know. So yeah, I think that definitely the product route. If you're a creator.
So how are you finding? You have the influencer. How do you go about finding the company or fulfillment company that's going to help to?
So I have like a partner. My partner is like one of the number one guys in e-commerce space. So when I set up the I just set up the influencer the call, and pretty much the guy handles the rest. The influencer comes on the call, he sees the guy has like 30 active stores, you know, he's 30 stores, 15 inactive, you know, 14 inactive, and he can show you each store. He opens a Shopify dashboard. This store $100K a month. This store $25K a month. And the pitch we make is like, not like, listen, we see you making money, we want to make money from you. It's like, we're making good money already. We're making 6 figures with or without you a month. Do you want to join us in making the money? Because we're spending on influencers anyways. So we'd rather just do a revenue split, you know? So that's basically the idea. But now we're just beginning it. But I think, definitely, because people don't know where to go to make like if you're a creator today, you don't know where Logan Paul went to make Prime. So there needs to be some company.
And I think the creator needs to focus on what they do best and just do the creation.
100%, I agree.
And then let somebody who's good at whatever it is.
That's what Mr. Reese said in one of his interviews. They said like, Beast Burger, how do you handle Beast Burger Feastables? He's like,
exactly.
He's like, I just have a small piece.
CEOs.
He's like, there's a whole team. He's like, I'm just like a percentage, not even majority, you know. I think is that what he said?
I think he's minority.
He's like, I'll get like proper people handle it. Like he could be like, but I'm saying like he'll give up a good amount to someone that knows how to handle it.
Like definitely he's not the CEO. I don't think he has any position. I think he's only just the face, but he has no actual position in the company. Has a CEO, has a CFO, you know.
I saw a video where he went to one of the openings, and that was wild.
Insane.
So he's just him being there for the opening is work. And he wants everyone to be happy.
No, but what I mean is he understands like he's focusing on the content, and he's not the expert of, let's say, running a business or doing accounting and stuff. So,
well, you know, I thought when I launched this and I wanted to take it further, I was like, right, okay, I'm going to learn more about, you know, fashion,
trends.
You know, where to get the right materials from, and like maybe start getting into designing a little bit. And I was like, what am I doing? Like,
it's not something I enjoy.
It's not something I enjoy. I've got a hell of a lot to learn. And, you know, if I really get into this, then I'm going to stop doing what I am doing best.
Yeah.
Which is the
and like you said right now, the big problem is focus. Like we all have like this thing called shiny object syndrome. We're all looking like now it's like crypto bull market. Let's all invest in crypto. And then they're like NFTs. Let's all do NFTs. And then let's do drop shipping. And there's so many new ways to make money. Like I think we need to just focus on like 1 or 2 ways that's making money.
And
focus,
just stick to it,
and just like put everything in that. Like, you know, like there's a good quote that says like Mark Zuckerberg wasn't flipping Airbnbs when he was building Facebook. He was just building Facebook. You know.
Yeah.
Now it's all about how many side hustles do you have. You know, how many streams of income do you have?
7 side hustles.
You have to have 8 streams of income. Otherwise, you're nobody. But think about it, like how are you gonna build 8 good? You're gonna have like 8 rubbish streams of income.
Yeah. Elon Musk has like 2.
No, but Elon Musk's still a kind of exception because like he's like half going to Mars and he owns Twitter.
Yeah.
That's
now.
He's superhuman. But before, exactly.
Like before, I was like PayPal, boom, milk it.
True.
Tesla, milk it.
But now I don't know how the hell he's doing it.
Yeah.
No, but I think these type of companies are just like now enough to just.
But he's still an engineer in the rockets.
I remember there was a picture of Elon Musk and he looked like super white, like really white. And someone was like, "This guy has not seen sunshine. He's been inside like the whole time."
He sleeps in the factory.
He sleeps in the office.
Yeah.
Imagine that. Like, imagine your house is like, let's say 15 minutes away, but you're so exhausted you can't even bear it. You just have to just pass out there. It's such a lonely life though, but that's greatness.
But we were saying that, like, I want to say on the podcast too, like, to be that successful, something bad must have happened to you as a child.
Yeah.
And I think like lots of people, like, okay, not as a child necessarily, but something must have gone wrong. And did you have that? Like,
I think,
like, why did you start your fitness stuff? Was it like a situation that happened?
I got mugged on a bus.
Really?
Yeah. So these 2 guys mugged me on a bus when I was like, I think I was 15.
Yeah.
14, 15. And back then I was like a little stick.
Damn.
So I felt completely helpless. They took my money. And then I was shook after that experience. I remember going home and I was like...
Did they put like a knife?
No, they didn't have a knife, luckily. But they
roughed you up?
Yeah, they roughed me up. And I was just thinking, I need to do something to prepare myself in the future if that is going to happen again.
Yeah.
So that, I think, was one of the main reasons why I was like, okay, well, let me just at least look a little bit bigger.
Yeah.
And then I started going into my school gym. Like, nobody else was going to the gym. That gym was just like empty.
Yeah.
It was a little box. But I just walked in there and just started.
Yeah.
And then I saw like I'd get a little pump and I was like, yeah, it's just sick. And then I just carried on doing it.
Massive.
Yeah. So that was
one of the first gym. You're one of the first gym influencers I've seen. Like I saw, like when I check your channel, you're like OG gym, gym YouTuber. You know, I know a lot of people. They told me, like, even I was in my office right now, and one of like someone from the team was like, "Bro, Mike Thurston, I started a gym because of him. I swear." And I was like, "Yeah, actually, he's one of the OGs in the gym space." So,
I think I was lucky at the time because, you know, on social media there's sort of trends that come and go.
Yeah.
And I feel like I was lucky when the fitness trend had already started, but it was like nowhere near as big as it is now. So that was when I'd been a personal trainer for 2 years, and I thought, well, I used to get questions all the time about how do you build this? How do you get a six pack? And I was so sick of answering the questions on Instagram that I was like, let me just make a video telling people how to do it. And then every time someone asks me, I'll send them a link. And then I think it must have been about, it was like maybe the 15th or the 20th video in, it just popped off, got like 100,000 views.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, oh shit, this is what I need to be be doing.
Then you went really hard on it.
So it was the year 2017. I'd just basically, I'd moved to London. I'd left Newcastle, left all my clients, left the gym, a company which me and a business partner had set up. And I was like, right, this is the year where I need to make it work. So I basically kind of hid away from the world and just focused 100% on making videos.
Yeah.
I edited them all myself. It was it was definitely a very boring and dull year of my life, but it was the foundation.
You have to sacrifice
to what I have today.
Did you sell courses for fitness or not yet?
So I started off, I was doing the one-to-one personal training, then I moved away from that, did online coaching.
Yeah.
And then the online coaching, I moved away from that and then brought out like fitness plans on an app.
Yeah, nice. That's sick, by the way. I like that.
So that was, and I managed to do that right at the start when not many other people had apps.
Yeah.
So I stood out.
Yeah, definitely.
The problem now is every single fitness influencer has an app.
Really?
And it's really hard to make your app stand out from the rest. And even when you sell an app, the problem is when it comes to fitness, if you commit to something that costs you £5 a month, £10 a month, you don't take it seriously.
Yeah.
So a lot of people are on the app, but they don't make the necessary sacrifices which they need to in order to get the results. Whereas if you sign up for coaching or online coaching and you pay £1,000, then you're like, well, I paid for this, so I want to get my money's worth.
Yeah.
So I think last year I still have the app up and running, but I went down the course of doing the online coaching again, but I had other coaches to help me out.
Nice, yeah, with the team.
So it was good, but I stopped doing that this year, mostly because I didn't feel 100% comfortable advertising my coaching when it wasn't me doing 100% of the coaching.
Yeah, it makes sense.
And even though they were good coaches, they knew what they were doing, super enthusiastic, always there to help.
You felt like people were paying for you.
I could tell, even though I wasn't charging, it wasn't, I mean, to have me as a coach one-to-one, you got to pay a lot of money now.
Yeah.
Because that's my time I'm giving you.
Yeah.
So it was not much. It was about $1,600 for 16 weeks.
Yeah, very good.
$100 a week.
Yeah.
But there was still people who were kind of like, oh, I thought I'd be able to speak to you more.
Mike.
Yeah.
And I was like, no, it didn't feel good with me. I stopped doing that. Whenever it comes to making money,
I've seen that with you. You're very authentic.
I hate scamming people.
Yeah.
If I sell something, whether it be the shorts or service, whatever it might be, I want people to be really happy. And I want them to walk away thinking, you know what, if anything, you should have charged more.
Yeah, I've seen, like, when I speak to you, you have like a good heart with your fans and good guy, Mikey.
Yeah. But it's quite hard to, you'll see with a lot of other people who've done well, as soon as they start to get attention and following, they change.
Yeah.
Yo, I'm gonna ask you something. I saw something and it was so stupid. I saw the dumbest thing. And like, it just popped up randomly and I don't watch much content. It was like, some guy made a video saying, very sarcastic, I'm guessing, like, it was like, oh, I know Mike Thurston is gay.
Oh, it's Greg Doucette, yeah.
Yeah, what was that about?
Man, I have no idea.
I've never seen that.
So I think what I've noticed...
It was like a short,
Yeah. What I've noticed with Greg is he's made loads of videos on... He's a fitness YouTuber guy. He gives out good advice, to be fair. But a lot of his content is at a point now where he's reacting to other people's content. Yeah. So he's reacted to so many of my videos. He's made videos saying if I'm natty or not.
What's that mean?
Natural or not natural. Okay. So with no proof, no evidence or anything, he's just like, oh yeah, but no way he's natural.
So do you know the guy personally?
No.
Okay.
So, I mean, Greg's ready, he's doing his thing, but I can tell he's trying to get my attention.
Yeah.
And I keep
just
ignore him. I just ignure him. Yeah. So and I think he just said some wild
shit. He was just like, bro, he made a video. He's like, I know it. Mike Thurston's gay.
I'm assuming the conviction was so much as if like he was in a relationship.
Bro, I watched it. I was like,
it's a wild statement to say.
It's definitely like his last resort, last card.
I have a question.
But it went like nearly went viral, that clip. Like, so many people were sending it. I was like, what the fuck?
I have a question because obviously, like, you're in the fitness space, you have so many girls around you, and this is a theory I have. All right, and you can tell me I'm crazy. I feel like when guys have a lot of girls around them, eventually they start getting bored of girls.
Yeah, well, I've been there and I've done that. Like, especially in my late 20s, there was definitely, this is when I came out of a long-term relationship. I was in a position where I'd had more money than I'd ever had. I was starting to gain status and following.
Yeah.
I had all this freedom and I was obviously, looking pretty prime condition.
Yeah.
So I really didn't have to do much work at all. Like, it was just coming to me. And I felt like, I guess because in my early 20s and late teens, I didn't really experience some of those experiences which I wanted to have.
Yeah.
So I went pretty wild.
You indulged.
Yeah.
But my theory is, do you reckon at one point when these guys like...
I know where he's going with this.
Yeah. I think the thing is, I think a lot of youngsters look up to it and they're like, that is the dream. Like, that is what I want to be in that situation.
No, but do you think as in like, there would ever be a certain situation where like, not you specifically, but any guy would get, all right, you know what? I'm done with women. Let me try something else.
That's what I'm
saying.
You get bored of one and then...
As in like, do you think that's something that happens? Because let's say, for example, like, what's this?
No, but one thing, okay, this is what I have.
Whoa.
Wait, what are you going to say?
Nah.
There was this one time.
No, I've noticed with some people I know, when they get filthy rich, they can do anything. and they've experienced like whatever the normal stuff, and then it gets boring to them.
Yeah.
So then they start, you know,
here and there,
you know, trying
backdoor
new things. Yeah. So I know for sure there's some. I know I've got some wealthy friends who I know who definitely get up some pretty mad stuff.
Just swaying another way, and honestly, that's the thing that I think generally everything's about like excitement and whatever. That's just theory I had, because I see so many. Let's say like even let's say Dan Bilzerian. Like I generally don't think the guys like can really get too excited for women.
Yeah,
you know.
I think for sure you
imagine that after all like the girls around and he's gay.
He's gay, yeah. Or not necessarily that he's gay. Maybe he's just so bored of what he's doing. He wants to try something new. I don't know.
I think some people definitely do that. Yeah. But if you're the type of guy that just still gets really turned on by a hot chick, then sometimes that's going to be enough.
Yeah.
But I think the problem usually lies with if you've been with a partner for a very long period of time. Like for sure, things get a little stale. Yeah. Like I've been there. I've experienced it. It doesn't matter how stunning she is or how much she used to turn you on at the start.
Do you think she feels the same way?
No, I think it's different. I think it's in the genetics.
Genetics, yeah.
I think the woman just becomes more and more in love with their partner.
Okay, over time.
And they're just obsessed.
But you're talking about the more sexual aspect, no?
Yeah. But I think it doesn't really change for women, but men are kind of, I think it's just drilled into them. Okay, you've reproduced with that.
Yeah. Next.
Woman, okay, it's time to do it again and again and again.
Yeah. Honestly, I don't know. I've not been in a long-term relationship, so
never. No. Oh, you're still 20 though, aren't you?
Yeah. I'm really just focused on work, you know. I can't even remember the last time I was in any relationship.
It's weird because I look back and I've definitely spent a lot of my time, and I thought, did I waste a lot of time with women? But when I think about it, it's taught me a hell of a lot about relationships, and now I feel like I have a really good understanding of women.
Yeah.
So there's a lot I can talk about, and there's also, I feel like I'm in a very good position now, knowing who ultimately is going to be the partner who I stay with long term, or who I have kids with.
And okay, that's a question. I'll say, like, do you think I'm podcasting you right now? I'm saying, let me ask you
good questions.
But because that's the even relationship, something I always like question myself, because I'm not so successful either. Do you think yourself you're going to be with a partner that's off social media or on social media?
Yeah, it's tricky.
I would prefer off.
But and here's my question. The reason I say it is, let's say you truly love this person. Let's say in our sense,
are they like big time influencers?
No, I'm saying what do you reckon?
Let's say you like a girl that's not on social media. So then,
no, like ideally, would you rather your partner be on social media or not?
Off.
Completely.
Yeah.
Okay. But then it gets difficult, obviously, because now like you're making content, and let's say you want to do trends like boyfriend.
And you might want them to understand what you're doing.
The 99% of the arguments that I have are because of social media.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's better off. Like, I think off is a bit unreasonable, but like private account. Yeah, private account. Like,
but if like with what I do, I'm doing campaigns and photo shoots with models overseas.
Yeah.
I have. I don't do it as much as I used to, but I do a lot of collaborations with women.
Yeah.
When I was in a relationship, even though I would say, look, I'm doing a collaboration with this girl, well, they'd always get super jealous.
Yeah, of course.
I think it's just one of those things. If you're in a relationship with a girl who is super hot, she's a 10 out of 10, you have to deal with the fact that she's going to get hit on by men every single day.
Yeah.
And if she's on social media, she's getting hit up on Instagram, probably by some pretty fucking big dogs.
Yeah.
And you're just going to have to deal with that. Same thing if like a woman's in a relationship with me, you just have to deal with the fact that I'm going to be topless in a lot of my pictures, and I like my freedom, and I want to be able to continue doing the things which I'm doing at the moment. Yeah. But you definitely have to change. I know that when I'm in a relationship, I've definitely learned what to do and what not to do. And I think ultimately it just comes down to respect. Like, you have to respect your partner.
Yeah, of course.
So now on social media, if I'm in a relationship, then don't follow any other girls unless it's business.
Yeah.
Don't like any other girls' photos. Because even if they say they're cool with that, they're not cool with it.
Yeah. And I guess you can just avoid the arguments, so then why don't you?
And people pay attention. People pay a lot of attention, especially in relationships. Like, both of you, if you say it or not, you both know exactly what the other one's doing. You just probably stay silent about it.
There's some guys who I follow as well, and they're pretty, I mean, they got like millions of followers. And I'm following a couple of the girls who they're following, and I just see every time their post comes up, it's like they've liked it, they've liked it, they've liked it. I'm like, bro, like you need to chill, like you're liking all these posts.
And so fast.
Yeah.
He has the notifications on.
Yeah.
But I have a question in that sense for you, Mike, because you have the experience. Now, me and him, we're picking your brain.
We're like him.
We're picking your brain now. Okay, I feel like when you go for a relationship, you can go for like 2 roads. There's like 2 options. You either have the girl that I think of like basically like cheerleader type. So the girl that's like your number one cheerleader, she lets you have a meeting at 9 a.m. She's up at 8:30. She's waking you up. She's like, ironing your clothes, whatever. She's your cheerleader, number one, When you go for work, the whole day she's just waiting for you. She's like sending you a message like, oh, you're good. She might be like, she's basically 100% cheerleader. The second type is the hustler. So the hustler is like basically kind of like you. But there's pros and cons if you think about it, because the hustler, she at the end of the day, like she's not waiting for you the whole day. So she's doing her own thing. So you don't mind. Let's say you have a work trip, you go, she doesn't want to come with you because she has her own business. So you're free in that aspect. And also when you come back after a long day, you can tell her what happened. She understands because she's a hustler, she's a businessman as well, or businesswoman. She can understand that, okay, you can talk like, oh, she's strategically, she can be like, do this instead. And you can hear from her what she's up to. And you can be like, you can talk like moves,
Yeah.
So and you can only have one or the other. Because the girl that's gonna wake you up in the morning,
that's a hard question.
Because the girl who's gonna wake you up early in the morning for your meeting, she's not gonna do that because she has a meeting before that if she's a businesswoman. So she's not gonna wake up and make you pancakes in the morning and give you a massage because she had her meeting 1 hour earlier. She's out, So and you can't really have both. And I'm thinking like for marriage, like which route to go for, and the traditional one is the cheerleader,
So the point I'm in right now, I would prefer to date the hustler. Because I am hustling myself.
Yes.
And to be honest, like I don't want to be with someone who is literally just waiting around for me. Because I've been in relationships where the girl hasn't really had much going on. And all she wants to do is hang out with you.
She's clingy.
And you got to understand, if you are going to devote more of your time and energy to that person, you're taking it away from something else.
You're on a mission.
And if you're on a mission and it's your time to really grow and excel, then you got to prioritize on that. So that's what I would want right now. But then if I get into the point where kids,
now
I don't want the mother of my kids to be the hustler.
Because who's going to look after the kids?
Yeah.
So that's the thing.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I was going to say I think you guys are arguing the dating phase, but like ideally, like it's because it's that dating phase where if they're not busy, then it becomes a problem. But if it's the family phase, and that's why I guess women are naturally good mothers and stuff, when it's a family phase. And I think my friend Ahmad was saying once, he was like, bro, only go for a girlfriend now if you want to get married and have a family.
Yeah.
Because other than that, you're just going to be down this toxic spiral again and again.
If you're not dating for marriage, you date for heartbreak, There's no like...
So I think ideally the best case scenario...
But you could also argue dating for experience.
Experiencing heartbreak.
But the thing is though, every man has to go through heartbreak at least once. It makes you a savage. Like I've experienced it, and I'm so happy it happened to me. When I was 26, I was gutted for about
How old are you now?
I'm 32. So for 2 months, I was so depressed. But that was the turning point for me when I just became
beast mode.
Yeah, beast mode. Like I was like, okay, well, I'm free. I can do what I want. So I started traveling. I started meeting up with other people. Started, going out more, socializing with girls. Because when I was in a relationship with that person at that time, I stopped.
You become complacent.
Well, no. So it was you do come complacent, but it was a long distance relationship. So probably for 5 days, maybe a week out of a month, we'd link up. But the rest of that time, I was living by myself. So it was grind mode nonstop. But I used to get invited to parties and all these events. And I was like, nah, I'm not going. I wanted to go, but I knew what was going to happen. And that was during the period of time when I was drinking a little bit, especially if I was going out. I don't trust myself when I've had a few drinks and a hot girl approaches me.
Yeah.
Like I don't want to be, that's a difficult situation. So I'd rather not be in that situation in the first place. So I was pretty antisocial when I was with that person in a long distance relationship. So when that was over, I started becoming super social.
Yeah.
And meeting loads of people. And I like, if you're in a relationship and you talk to another girl, sometimes you're thinking, fuck, am I allowed to do this? Like at what point does it become too flirty? Because like, I'm a flirty guy.
Like you make jokes.
But
I think
I'm gonna make them laugh.
Yeah.
But I think we know we're being flirty if we are. I think we just kind of like are testing the boundary, like when are they gonna get mad at me for doing this or something, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, but sometimes, bro, like you want to be nice.
You want to be a bit risky.
No, sometimes you're trying to be nice to someone, but you don't want, you know?
Yeah.
Well, so you've not had a long-term relationship yet.
No.
Have you had one?
Yeah.
How long was that?
4 years maybe.
That was a long one. Are you single now?
Yeah, no, I'm single.
Grind mode?
Something like that. No, not really, to be honest. I've always been grind mode, to be honest, in relationship. To be honest, now less. I think now, to be honest, I'm generally trying to figure out what makes me happy.
Yeah, I think noticed that about him.
I think I wouldn't say no to the dating. I would definitely still date, but you just allocate. It sounds like pretty.
I'm so picky. I'm like super picky, and I hate that about myself. It's like generally I cannot get, like, I need to be attracted to you, right? And it's not just about physical. It's like a personality thing, it's attitude.
There's nothing wrong with that, though.
But you have but he has like but it's a very specific type. So to find a girl that falls in that, and then she has everything, because like, okay, you found her that matches all the boxes, ticks all the boxes, looks appearance-wise, but now personality. And now you're attracted to a girl who has a bad personality, so...
Yeah, I need to definitely figure something out right now.
Do you have a very specific type like that?
I thought I did. Especially in my early days, it was a very physical thing.
Yeah.
I like something, like, it was an exotic look.
Yeah.
So if she was
Spanish
exotic...
or something?
Spanish, South American, maybe a little bit of Asian. I don't know why I was just drawn to something unique, different.
Yeah.
But then... I think what I started to learn was it was actually the chemistry.
Yeah, I think as you mature, you realize less about the appearance.
So the chemistry, and then if you genuinely just really enjoy spending time with that person.
Yeah.
And that's actually quite rare to find, because I am naturally quite an introverted person. I like to spend a lot of time by myself. So I'm going to be spending a lot of time with somebody else. You know, I want to feel comfortable with them, and I want to be able to be myself.
Yeah.
And I notice it's actually... You know, maybe I'd be dating someone for a couple of weeks, and then they would start to annoy me a little bit. Yeah. And I knew if I really liked someone, because they would never annoy me. Yeah. And in fact, when I'm not with them, I'm thinking about them all the time. Yeah.
So wait, when's your last long relationship? Was it that?
I'm
26.
I guess I'm in one at the moment, I guess.
Wow. Yeah. Okay.
But I keep it...
Is that the first time you're saying this online?
I think people know.
Okay.
But I like to keep it private in a way.
Yeah, better.
Because I have been in the past very public about relationships. And
it's better. Yeah.
God, I mean, it could be a good thing, but it can also... Usually it ends badly when the relationship finishes. So I was public about one relationship, and I overshared. And too many people started getting into my business.
Yeah.
And when the relationship finished,
they're asking where is she?
Yeah, like where is she? What happened? I could deal with it because I don't mind. But I felt really bad for her because everybody was messaging her like, "What's going on with you, Mike? What's going on with you?"
Yeah, she could not move on properly.
Yeah. So that was definitely messy for a couple of months after that. Yeah. And even we'd broken up, and then I think I'd started traveling, and I was in Ibiza and I was partying. And then all these random people were taking these stories of mine and sending it to her. And it's like, she didn't need to see that.
Yeah.
Like, you're just making her feel bad.
Yeah, he's here with like 10 more girls.
But like weird. It would be good if like imagine like if she dumped you or if she cheated on you and now she's getting that video.
Oh, yeah.
That is good.
Yeah.
What's that? Again.
But that's one of the, I always say to people, if the relationship's ended and they've been dumped, then the best revenge is just to completely level up.
Yeah, I agree.
And then they start to see like, oh shit, he's doing well. Like, oh, he's looking good. And then they just slip back in the 100%.
DM it always happens. It's like I was the man she didn't want, so I became the man that she couldn't get.
Yeah,
that's the transition you have to go for. But for me, it's interesting because I'm gonna have an arranged marriage.
Oh
yeah. It's like for me, it's like culture. So like everybody in my family, my brother, my cousins, all of them arranged marriages. My dad, my mom, my uncles, arranged marriages, and everybody who I've met in the family, they're all happy. Yeah. Super happy. I don't know, I've heard a lot about it online. People are like, it's the weirdest shit. But for me, it just makes so much sense. Like you want to have like something like where, you know, what I've noticed is an arranged, first of all, statistically, if you wanted to Google right now, arranged marriage divorce rate is 4%. So it's astronomically low. Now, someone could say that it's only 4% because they're forced into it, because they can't leave it, because their parents forced them into it. But I don't think that happens all the time. And love marriage is like 40 to 50%. It's like a flip of a coin. So that's statistics. But generally speaking, if I know that this girl has been brought up with the right values, because my mom knows her mom. It's not like she's not like my cousin, but like my mom knows her mom, met her in the mosque, met her at some point in her life, and they're family friends. So my mom knows that her mom has taught this girl the right values from day one, from birth, like all the things that are important in life. And also when it's an arranged marriage, the families get merged. So meaning when the girl has an issue with you, she kind of goes to her parents and her mom, and it's like, I have this issue. And the mom, being an experienced woman who's been in a marriage, can say like, okay, listen, this kind of thing happens. You know, you have to compromise here, and he has to compromise here. Whereas in a relationship where it's like the girl is like it's not arranged marriage. What does she go? Her friends.
Yeah.
And her friends, they want her friend back, so they're like, fuck that guy. Let's go to the club. They're like, let's go. Because they're so happy now. They got their friend back. Let's go find some guys. We're going to make you forget about this guy. So they give them completely the wrong advice.
Yeah.
Whereas the mom is going to tell her, like, listen, I've been in a relationship. These fights happen. These arguments happen. You have to sort it out. You have to stay through it, you know? Stick to the path. So for me, I don't know. I've always seen a good relationship with arranged marriage. It's not like you don't see them before the marriage. Obviously, there's an engagement process, like 1 year.
So, but do you get to choose candidates?
Yeah.
Or is it like the first?
Bro, there's like an iPad. My mom comes with an iPad.
This sounds like a massage parlor.
Are you serious?
Yeah. This sounds like a massage parlor.
An iPad, and she like tell me like, look, so there's this girl, you know, she lives in this country, she's studying this course.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's so not an actual iPad. I think she would just show you.
Yeah, it's not like
a thing. It's not like a
60-minute PowerPoint.
It's not like a platform where they choose.
No,
you know?
it is a platform. It's called Muslim Match. So there's platforms involved. There's technology, bro. We're advanced in this shit, bro. But it is.
I didn't know that.
There's many platforms. Like Muslim Match is one of them. It's like for Muslims to find each other. And there's many like this. But ultimately, the point is that she shows you options, and you inquire, of course, and you say like, okay, what's this person studied? But it's like the main things, you know, like how is this person's person? Are they a positive person? And you work out these things first. You find the one you think is like you're attracted to, and checks the initial questions. And then that's when you meet the person, you talk it out, and now it's like serious. Like you guys are like talking like, you know, there's one book, it's called 106 questions, 100 questions to ask before you get married. Like this book has like all the questions, like very circumstantial questions. Because sometimes you can fall in love without realizing that the values are completely different. She wants to. She doesn't want to have kids.
The passion is taken over.
She does. Yeah, there's lust. You know, she didn't want to have kids. You wanted to have 5. You know, you wanted to move to this country. She wanted to be in this country. So this book I recommend for anyone who wants to get in a relationship with someone serious. Patrick Ben David, he's the one who told me about this. It's like you take the book, you highlight what's important for you, and it's very circumstantial. Like for example, I'll ask you one. If you ask the girl, if your cousin gets locked up, your family doesn't have money to bail him out. Am I supposed to pay for it? Would you expect me to pay for it? So very circumstantial questions, and you get these out of the way beforehand. And I think that concept is basically how arranged marriages work, because you get a lot of stuff out of the way before you fall in love.
I think it's very pure as well, because
she's a virgin.
Yeah, the problem now is. Men and even the women as well, they have so many different partners that particularly for the man wants to just continue living his life like that, having the freedom to have loads of partners, and then the female has just almost like too much baggage and experience, and they've had like
every man that a woman has every partner, actually both, but every partner they have before you reduces the chance of it working out by a certain percentage. So it's statistics. Because obviously now you're getting compared. So like let's say she had 5 guys before you. She's comparing you to those 5 guys. Mike is good,
you just have to hope that you're
exactly
the best.
No, but it's hard because there's different categories. So like, Mike is better than all of them, but one guy was richer than Mike. The other guy was more nicer than Mike. So now you're competing against the best traits of 5 different people.
Yeah.
So you have tough chances.
Have you got a set date when you want to do this?
Yeah. So like after 1 year, I'll start the process of looking, and then I think it'll take 1 year to find the right person, and then that's when I'll get married. So by 22, hopefully I'll be married.
It's crazy.
Yeah. I don't know. So that's why I'm working hard now.
It's calculated. 1 year process of like identifying my wife.
It's crazy though.
But obviously, everyone can make the plan.
You're still so young though in a way. 22. That's mad.
That's why I want to work now, and that's why I was focused. Since I want to get married early, you know, and then.
I'm trying to imagine if I was in that situation where I was in an arranged marriage and we got married, the amount of time I would have then dedicated to my fucking business
you know,
would have been way more.
Yeah, it's like I know, like for let's say my grandfather, like, you know, he would go work. When he comes home, his wife is there for him, you know? So it was just like work, and like he doesn't have to make plans every night or go to the club, or, you know, he had someone waiting for him at home, sat with her, talked a bit. Yeah, so I don't know, man. But anyone can make a plan. Who knows if he's gonna stick to it? Plans. And you can advise me as well, Mikey, like big brother.
Yeah.
What about you? Are you planning to get married soon?
I don't know. I'm at a point now where 32, I'll be 33. I definitely want kids. I don't want to be an old dad.
Yeah, me too.
But I think the most important thing is you really need to be careful with who you're going to choose that's going to be the mother of your children.
Such a big decision.
That is probably one of the biggest decisions 100%. That you'll make in your 30s or 40s, whatever it might be.
I have a question. Is it weird? Because obviously, like, you're European. Is it weird for you guys, like the prenup thing, to bring it up, or like is that something you'll bring up?
I don't think so. I mean, to be honest, I really don't know if I'd get the government involved.
Yeah, it's like not some, like a marriage.
I would.
Yeah, some of them. Yeah.
It would be a form of marriage where there's the wedding, there's
just
everything else.
Yeah.
Maybe it's like public ceremony, but there's no contracts.
The contract just seems
weird. Why would they involve the government?
Yeah, but I really just don't see the selling point for me, which is weird because every single person in my family has done that.
Yeah.
And they're all married. I'm the only one that's not married yet. But I think I live a very different lifestyle.
But I think prenup is definitely necessary. What do you think?
I used to always think about this stuff, but obviously, in Muslim sense, we don't really need it. We don't have the same, like, when you divorce, this is what's going to happen. It's very more clear.
But if you get divorced, it's in the man's favor, isn't it?
No, really, but I think it's like you already have written up like how much gold you're going to give this girl, or
it's set. So she knows beforehand like what's going to happen. So it doesn't really matter how rich he is necessarily too much.
Yeah, it's not like
50% of your wealth. You know, it's not that. Yeah, that's a good thing.
Yeah, I think when you get married, you're like, okay, you're going to get this much gold, and this is what you're going to get. But
an agreement.
Yeah, that's something I always think about. I don't know.
But what's you got any plans for what you want to do, or you just
no, but definitely I do think personally I want to be in a relationship, like, because in like the same thing, like settle down, because I think it's just so much nicer to be able to work, have someone as a partner. I've been brought up by women, you know, my whole life, like my mom, so it's like it's just like I know how nice it is to have a family, and I don't, to be honest, I genuinely do not enjoy partying. I do not enjoy going out. I don't like it. It's not what I like to do. I generally hate that space. If I'm out in a club, it's just boring. Yeah. It's just like, especially people that want to go out constantly. It's like, let's go today here, let's go here. It's like, it's the same thing every day.
I saw this funny quote. The guy's like, you're in the club every day at night. What are you celebrating? Because he's posting all his bottles. What are you celebrating?
I'm at a point now where if I'm going to go out, it's like the work has been done. I've done what I've needed to do. Have a little celebration, and then you get back to work. I made the mistake of just doing a very extended celebration, and then I was just thinking like, what? I got shit to do. Like, why am I doing this?
The problem is escapism. So like, you know, you go to one of these places, you really like drown out all type of thoughts, especially if you drink. You drown out all your thoughts. So it's like escapism, and like you have all these issues in your life that you need to fix, but you decide to like focus on other stuff.
And I hate the FOMO part. I hate people that are panicking to go out. Like, oh my god, everyone's here tonight. Everyone's here tonight. Everyone's here tonight. All right, and like,
well, you must get invites to everything.
Yeah, but honestly, I hate it. Generally hate it. Don't go anywhere. It's like I like my space, my friends, my family, and like people that actually mean something, you know?
He only has like 3 friends anyways.
Yeah.
So
Ahmed, one of my friends, Amir. That's probably like 1 or 2 more,
That's basically like, you know, very small circle.
That's all you need, really.
Yeah, small. You have many friends? Or like very small circle? Actually, I've never seen any of your friends.
I don't have any friends.
Yeah, actually, mostly seen
No, all of your friends are watching this like, yo.
Actually, only, like, I don't think I ever saw you.
Yeah, so
like, acquaintances.
Through periods of my life, I've had very solid groups of friends. So I had like probably a group of 15 to 20 amazing friends when I was at school.
Yeah.
Bro, I need to pee real quick. I'll come back though.
Then I went to university.
Yeah.
And then I had this other group of friends, but I would say there's probably about 6 of them.
Okay.
Maybe there was a few different circles, but there was a solid 6 friends.
Okay.
And then after university, what did I do after that? I stayed in Newcastle, and I met this other solid group of 6. Like it was around about that, because I was always living in a house with like 5 of the guys.
Oh, okay, makes sense.
So throughout my life, I've had really great friends, like who were super loyal. We used to take the piss out of each other, make fun of each other, which is good because it kind of kept me grounded and humble. And I think the biggest change for me was when I'd moved to London. It was the first time I went to London, the first time living by myself. Moving to a new city where I didn't really know anyone. And that was when I felt actually quite lonely.
Yeah.
And this was the period of time where I was just super focused on my YouTube channel and my work.
Yeah.
So in a way, it was kind of necessary, because sometimes if you're trying to pump out a load of videos, you can't do that when you're living with this chaos in your house.
Yeah, that's the sad thing, I guess, about growing up. Like, I think even I went through that phase. It's like, I guess you too, it's like, at one point, you really need to say bye to your friends.
Yeah.
And everything needs to be surrounded by your work. So even those friends need to be work friends. As in, like, at the time where I was like daily vlogging, it's like all of my friends either had to be YouTubers or had to be in my videos or something, where it's like, you know, when you're on a mission, it's like, I had so many friends who are like, come around, but like, I don't want to be on camera, or don't show me. And it becomes complicated because like, I'm a daily vlogger. I'm like, all right, I'd love to spend 3-4 hours with you, but
I can't not film anything.
I can't, you know. It's like, so most of my friends, and my work actually ruined tons of my friendships, because at one point, a lot of my friends were like, you only want to be around us to film. I'm like, not really. I could pick 10 other people to film, but it's like, if you're my friend, this is kind of like what I need. So
it gets to the point where you have to kind of merge the socializing with the work. And when I never really made a strong group of friends in London. When I came to Dubai, I met a lot of people, but I felt like it was just like work associates. I didn't feel like I'd met like
a personal connection,
like proper brothers.
And for me, I need that connection. Like, they need to know me in and out, you know, they need to be with me, struggle with me.
I feel like, and at the same point, I had a good group of friends who I would link up with in the summertime when I went to Ibiza for the summer. But the problem was, I realized that I can't keep hanging out with these guys all the time, because they were just, like, we were on 2 different levels. Like, they just wanted to party. They wanted to party all the time, and I was like, I don't want to do this anymore.
Even sometimes when I meet my high school friends, it's so hard for us to relate on anything, because I can't chill with them.
That used to be me, right?
And I just can't like relate. Like, I just really focus on other stuff. You know, I really don't care about what, like, you know, certain stuff that we used to talk about before, or this person or that person. And
what advice would you give to other 20, 21-year-olds who are, I guess, in a similar situation to you, where they're really trying to focus on their work, but they're not with the right people around them?
Yeah, I'd say definitely. I think as you get mature, you realize it's kind of actually cool to be different. I think when you're young, you're always thinking like you have to fit in. And I think as you get a bit older, you actually realize the unique one. I think when you're in school, it's herd mentality. You don't want to be the odd one out. So you're just trying to fit in with everyone. If everyone vapes, you want to vape. If everyone smokes, you want to smoke. But then I think as you grow up, you realize like actually the cool person is the one who's doing his own thing and working on his own thing and like in his own lane. He's the unique person. So I think if you can have that mindset beforehand and like maybe try to find like one person at least, like, or at least if you can't meet people, what I used to do is I used to watch a lot of YouTubers. So people like yourself or like self-help YouTubers. So those are kind of like your friends because for me, honestly, the most impact thing that made a difference in my life was the people I was around. Like I was 13 hanging around with a 20-year-old workaholic.
That would have been
that was like when I was, so that was definitely one of my mentors. And all my friends, still now, all my friends are older than me, all working hard. So definitely changing that friend group, it was everything for me. Like just the stuff you learn, like when you're with them and you just always just focus, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think definitely the number one impact.
Is there anyone who you really respect and admire?
I have a lot of good friends. Like one of my good friends, let's say Saigon. Known him for a while. I was into business, looked up to him, like very close to him. At the time also, I had a close friend, Rashid, you know, Bilhassas, you know?
So, yeah.
So his dad was super nice, always around. So I always used to like,
did you just very good guy, smart guy.
Very smart guy, very down to earth, very humble. So I think being around good people, obviously Ahmed too, but he was a bit younger at the time. But I mean, hustler. I always say like Ahmed's like the next billionaire I can see, you know, like in my group of people.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise you to be fair.
Nah, yeah.
You know? So as in like you said, being around the right people is good. So like I'd say Saigon, one of my good friends. I'm sure there's tons where I'm probably missing.
Yeah. But you've been around many of them, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Rashid and his dad were super cool because it's like the environment, super humble, super down to earth. Especially his dad was like, we're talking like a guy who was like got a group of companies. So like whatever moments,
more than 50 businesses.
Yeah, and just you know what it was? It was like, and I was a kid vlogging with billionaires and their sons or whatever. So it's like, when you're around that much money, you cannot feel special at all.
Yeah.
And it's good because it's like, no matter what I did, it's like, I need to do more. Like there's nothing. I mean, one day they have like Messi at their house. Who am I? You know, who am I to feel special?
In their backyard, Messi's chilling.
That's why I really like Dubai, because the moment you feel like, hey, like I'm making some good money, you look around, you're like, oh wait, no, I'm not.
And that's why I feel like environments like not necessarily just London, but a lot of like Europe and other countries where you have a lot more like violence and crime happening. Even when you are that one person that breaks out, you still get very like egotistical, or like because it's either you're around the close friends that like hype you up so much where you feel unstoppable, and that's why I see a lot of people making mistakes. It's like they suddenly like feel too much and do something stupid.
Yeah. Did you feel like growing up in Dubai did you experience being around a lot of people your age who were brought up in a very privileged world?
Not really for me. I think that it's kind of like a misconception. Like I think everyone in Dubai is rich.
I don't know. I think there is, but we've also been around people that have been brought up rich, but also just have a good head on them. You know, I don't think necessarily if you're brought up rich that just means you're spoiled as well. You know, a lot of, especially like it just depends on the parenting. You know,
I agree. Yeah. I think for me, what I try to do, because one of the things I think about, like, you know, if I do end up becoming very successful, like how am I going to make sure my kid does not feel comfortable, or, you know, I don't want to handicap him. So I think like the thing someone told me this is like, listen, give him a nice car, you know, or like when he comes 18, we'll give him nice things, but keep the cash, like actual physical cash, like tight.
Let them work for
So they have nice things. So they have nice clothes. They have comfortable. They go out. They have activities. Also plan them activities. So like sports. You know, get them really into sports, because these are things where they have to like struggle. Like no matter how rich you are, you can't be good at football.
Particularly if you have a boy, you have to make him work.
Struggle.
Definitely, you have to.
I think for if you have a baby girl, you really have to make sure she's just brought up the right values.
Yeah, values. Yeah, definitely. I agree.
I'm genuinely scared for the next generation of kids. Like, especially now with social media, I'm genuinely worried. Because especially social media days, like if you realize nowadays, everybody's kids are in their trolleys on iPads.
iPad kids. It's the term, iPad kids.
And it's scary because
they brush their teeth with they eat their breakfast. It's like only the iPad.
Also, I don't know if it's a blame the parent thing. Maybe nowadays parents are just too busy.
Well, the parents are hooked as well, I think.
Yeah, you know, as in it's kind of scary for me because I'm like, yo, like, is this? They're like 3.
I think they're really going to struggle interacting like face to face.
Yeah,
they say when the phones were tied, the humans were free. Phones are untied and the humans are changed them, but like
especially with like platforms like TikTok, like there's a lot of garbage.
They understand,
especially nowadays, like them like obviously pushing these like weirder things onto kids. Like now you have like these little like gay cartoons and like weird stuff happening.
It's getting shoved down our throats a lot.
It's like
I've noticed a lot on I get recommended a lot of weird stuff on Instagram. Like violent, like pornographic, weird stuff. I'm like, why is this on Instagram?
I mean, isn't that related to what you look at?
That's targeting, maybe.
You might see like a joke and forward it to a friend, and like
it thinks that
because I see something wild, and then I'll watch it again, and I'm like, what did I just see? And then I'll watch it 3 times. Then Instagram's like, oh, so he likes this, does he?
I don't know, man. I think you're watching too much. I don't know, man.
I can't lie, it's happened to me too. Like I've had like periods where like my feed is just nonsense, you know. So it's like if me and a friend have just gone back and forth with like funny, weird DMs, it's like it's just
But the good thing is you have like not interested in this. So I try to keep my like even TikTok, even my explore page. A good test, I guess, to see like where you are going in life. Just open your explore page, because that's where your explore page is kind of showing you what it thinks you like and where your focus is. Where it thinks you'd be interested in. So if it's like all pictures of girls, or let's say like stuff that doesn't really matter. Like for me, I think it's like mostly like a good like about a bit about stoicism. It's really interesting for me, and like a bit about cars. I'm interested in cars. Then maybe like a bit of football because it's sport. But 90% of it is like book content or self-help content, stoicism. So it shows like that's where my attention is, you know?
When it comes to you guys, you're doing your podcast, you're doing the podcasting and the vlogs. How do you go about the collaborations and reaching out to somebody who you want to work with? What is the process?
Just send them a message.
Yeah, sending a message is good. But for Tate, it's actually interesting. It's a long story. Not a long story, but a long process. Like I had to like find, because Tate used to follow me on Instagram and then it got deactivated. But I didn't want to annoy him by asking him his message. Like about asking him for his number. So I just left the DM opened but then his Instagram were taken down. So then I was scrolling TikTok and I found this girl who uploaded this video, and the video, it seemed like it was kind of being recorded behind the scenes. Like he was not looking at the camera. It kind of felt a bit odd. So I opened the account, scrolled through it. I realized like, I don't think Tate knows Andrew knows he's being recorded in these videos. So something felt a bit odd. So I was like, this is probably someone who's around him. So I found one video later and found out that's a girl. So I was like, okay, this makes sense. It's like one of his like girlfriends or something. Yeah. And then I was like, okay, how do I get in touch with this person? So then I found her Instagram, and then I had to cross-check just to make sure that's really her. So I had to check some of, Tate didn't have Instagram, so I had to check some of his friends to see if they follow that account. Okay, they do. Okay, so this is getting official now. So I sent her a DM. I said, Tate used to follow me on Instagram. Also, it's about adding value. So even the reason why Tate was following me and he accepted my DM was because my first message to him was, I will host you in Dubai. Or I will. I told him I'll take you to see lions and tigers in Dubai. So the first message was adding value, because obviously Tate doesn't need anything from me. Yeah. And you know what's funny? I think me and Mo both messaged him, but he followed me back. He didn't follow Mo back. I think honestly,
but he talked to both of us.
Yeah, he talked to both. But I think it's because if he saw
needed you at one point, maybe.
Yeah, like if you were telling him like I'll record your cars, I'll record you for your channel, right?
Yeah.
And I guess for him, I mean, there's benefit for him.
Yeah, of course.
But for me, it's like, okay, I'm going to provide you this. Yeah. And then once, so then I messaged her Instagram. She gave me Tate's number. She said, he remembers you. WhatsApp him. I was like, perfect. I WhatsApped him. He said, I'm coming to Dubai. I arranged for him everything. Like, so I told him like, bro, first I'm going to arrange you your car, then your hotel room, and then I'm going to arrange you all the activities you can do here. And he was like, what do you mean? What are you talking about? I was like, yeah, bro, for sure. I got you. So obviously I was not going to spend my money on a car. So I had to find someone who was a fan of him who was willing to give him the car. He wanted a Maybach van. So he had very strict requirement, by the way. He's like, I want a Maybach van.
Wasn't it like 2 vans, 2 drivers?
Yeah, so one Maybach van and 2 drivers working 12-hour shifts or 3 working 8-hour shifts was his requirement. He said, I need to have 24-hour Maybach van. He's like, I'm always in and out of meeting, go here, go there. I can't be waiting for Uber. Okay, so he sent me this voice note. So I was like, okay, this is my challenge.
Yeah, I remember those voice notes. It was so fun. Like the way he speaks as well.
Yeah,
like,
he's the same on the voice note. He's like, he's like, I can't be talking. I'll be like, go there, go there. I need a driver at all times. So
he's like, yeah, G, 2 vans, two drivers, in, out. I get out of me.
Go here.
Yeah.
So it was after you sort of did all that, but then he was like, okay, then
exactly. So
that's interesting.
Yeah, so I arranged for him. I walked into a bunch of even when he asked me if I can hook up the car, I said yes. I actually had no way I was gonna hook up the car. Same like when MoVlogs, when my uncle asked me if I had contact with him. So I had no way of hooking, but I was like, yeah, I can do it. Because you say yes, then you figure out how to do it later. So then I walked into a few rental car places. I called them up, but they were like, bro, he doesn't have Instagram, so he's not gonna tag me. What's the point? I went in one place, so I knew I had to find someone who's a fan of him. I went inside one place, and I never met the guy. But I told him, I was like, bro, listen, I have to meet you. I have to show you something. Just put in the voice note. I was like, listen, Tate's coming to Dubai. You have to arrange something for him. He's like, how long does he need it for? I was like, 1 month. And bro, the guy's like, man, I'm losing so much money on that month. I can't do a month. So I was like, bro, listen, don't worry about it. I think what I said got to him. I was like, don't worry about it. Do it for 1 week. The remaining 3 weeks, I got it covered. I have someone, don't worry. And I think, especially because I said that, I was going to find someone, but especially because I said that to him and I kind of said it in a cocky way. He's like, do I want to have Tate promote like in my showroom 1 week and another showroom in another week? Yeah. So he's like, you know what? I'll do the whole month. I'll get the whole month, okay? I'll like sort it out the whole month. And then that was it. And
so
then after,
you basically earned his respect.
Yeah, exactly.
He was like, okay, I fuck with this guy.
Yeah.
And then
even when I asked him, I told him like, listen, bro, after everything, I have this one request. If you can do it, I'll be super appreciative. But if you can't do it, no strings attached. The car is still yours. I'm still going to arrange everything. There's no strings attached on you. And I think if you make someone an offer like that, it's like law of reciprocation, it's called. So like they're automatically inclined to do the favor back. And generally, I did also because I was a fan of him. So had he said no, of course, I'd be very disappointed. But even I told him, I said, just 30 minutes. Because I know if you're going to come sit there, it's going to be 2 hours. But I was like, bro, I just need 30 minutes. That's it. 3-0. That's it. Count it and leave it. Like count 30 minutes and you can leave.
No way. I had no idea about that. I thought, because I saw it pop up that he'd come on your podcast and I was like, how the fuck did he manage that?
People think I just gave him a check,
Every single person's like, how much you pay? How much you pay? Like, bro, I can't afford it.
It didn't cost me 1 dirham, the whole experience. Just my time and connections and like trying to hustle. Yeah. But I actually didn't even realize, but a lot of his most famous clips were from your video. with him, which is crazy.
Yeah.
Like that, especially that one of what color is your guy? Bro, that's crazy. That's big respect. That was insanely funny as well. Like the way he just came up with that on the spot. So that so funny.
Yeah, I always wonder. I genuinely wonder, had he already pre-planned that line?
Yeah,
or
that's the thing.
If I hadn't asked him, if I didn't say I like the color, would he have then?
Yeah.
I don't think he'd say that line.
I think he has a bunch of lines prepared no matter what way you go. I think he just spends a lot of time thinking.
Quick.
I think he spends a lot of time thinking, and he has like all these, because even when he came for the podcast, he sat down, he's like this in the beginning. He just sat down like this, and I think he was just like, no. Yeah. So he's like thinking like, he's just like this. And he was like, I think
what
like.
What are my lines today?
No, I like, because, he goes on monologues. And if you notice, the guy is so articulate. Not one stutter, not one, I think, bro, every word. And it's not like he's saying normal stuff that he's going to be talking so coherently. It's smart, well thought of, and it's so eloquent, so articulate. And again, in front of millions, like he's going on Piers Morgan, one of the biggest shows. The guy's attacking him. But still, not one stutter. Says what he has to say, word for word.
I think when you, especially when it was at that point in time when he was getting so many views on every podcast interview he was doing, if you're going to get 5 million people are going to watch, I guess you can't help but prepare. But you don't want to mess that up.
Does he download that whole monologue? Like, how does he remember everything? And you think about it, it's not like he's like a philosopher. He's a fighter. So it's not like he ever was like, spending too much time like reading. He was just fighting. So how did he go from that fighting?
I think he's just a very hard worker, plans ahead, and he has high IQ as well.
Extremely high IQ, yeah. It's crazy. Big inspiration for me in terms of like definitely business-wise.
But did you still keep contact with him, like off from the vlog to the podcast?
How come we didn't do a podcast then?
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering.
Yeah.
So when I started the podcast, I didn't want to have potentially the biggest guest of all time on my podcast right at the beginning.
Yeah.
I wanted to build a bit of a reputation of my podcast from just interviewing some other people first. Then the plan was to get Andrew on after. And actually, I wanted to interview his brother first because I hadn't really seen Tristan speak as much.
Yeah,
so
true. It's a smart decision, by the way.
I obviously they do everything together, but I always wondered how Tristan would feel knowing that Andrew's getting loads of attention and Tristan's kind of like just not necessarily in the background, but he's known as Andrew Tate's brother.
Yeah.
And I felt from a bit because I have a brother as well, and so many people go to my brother and say, "Oh, you're Mike Thurston's brother," and I'm like, that must get pretty annoying after a while.
Yeah.
So I wanted to give Tristan an opportunity to,
and he's funny and he's smart as well in his own ways, definitely. And it did well. The video, like, it got really good views.
It's like 1.7 now.
Some of them more, some of them even a lot more than some Andrew Tate podcasts, which means like you sometimes it's about the authenticity. Like you went for the person who you were interested in, and it worked out that actually other people were like, yeah, you know what, you took a wild card, but they were like, yeah, I want to hear about Tristan's side of the story. So that was smart from you, like.
I spent a bit of time with them at like beach clubs and parties and stuff, and they're cool. If anything, I prefer, especially Andrew, I prefer Andrew Tate off camera.
Yeah.
He's more normal.
But
on camera, he's like...
bro, I haven't had a conversation with him except for that podcast. You, same?
I mean, barely, yeah.
Bro, and not for a bad reason, but like the guy is busy, he's working on stuff,
But what I do notice about him is he would much prefer to have a conversation with someone that is going to provide some value or be of some interest. Because he's all about business. So he only really wants to be talking to businessmen or experienced people. I think it's difficult, say, for example, if you're someone in your early 20s, like... Andrew's 36. Why does he want to hang out with a 20-year-old? Like, that's...
All right, I get it, okay? I get it. He can't learn anything from me.
I think before the podcast, I met him maybe 4, 5, 6 times. Every single time, either on his phone or I cannot make a conversation with him.
That's the thing, bro. I don't know. I've noticed, like, the guy... But also, you kind of knew him before he was as famous as he is now. I think you got him in a stage where...
it was like 2 months before.
Yeah, he had time to chit chat.
I knew he was going to blow up though.
Even me. When I messaged him, it was so early. Even you.
I listened to a few of the very early podcasts in 2021, like the Fresh and Fit one, Your Mum's House one, and I was just like,
this guy is
different. He's a different guy.
That's sick, by the way, from you, by the way. Because like, if even the way, like, did you change the title? Andrew Tate X Tristan Tate. So you kind of like knew that this guy's going to be someone. Because for you, you're like a big YouTuber.
Yeah. Most people who watch that video were like, who the hell's this guy? And then they just ended up watching the whole thing.
Yeah.
But it was interesting that he had all this money before he really popped off.
That's why people, I think, respected him. Because this was interesting, because when I was in the gym with him, this is one of the few times where I've actually felt quite intimidated by someone. Because this guy, he's hard as fuck. Like, if he wanted to, he'd knock me out.
Yeah.
Second of all, he's smarter than me. Like, he is actually, maybe not in all areas, but in most areas, he's smarter than me.
Yeah.
He's too quick. And then third of all, he's got way more money than me.
True. It's all fronts.
So like maybe I've got more muscles than him, but then he's
What helps the muscle if you're gonna beat you up?
Yeah. So I was just like, holy shit, like
he just one-upped you.
Yeah. So it was interesting. So speaking of fitness, how's your fitness journey going?
Ahmad's is going quite well. Like there was a period where we were working out together every single day. I had a period like 3-4 months ago where I was just like, you know what, I want to do something different. The YouTube stuff was just like exhausting, like mentally anyways. So I got like every day I was training. There was like a potential boxing match maybe that was going to happen. So I just started training. So I actually got like a very good physique, and then...
You should do a boxing fight.
Yeah. But I don't think he's like, your body's not really built for boxing. You're quite big.
I gas very quickly.
Exactly.
I mean, I would be curious to do it because I feel like it would be an amazing experience to prepare for a fight and to have a fight. Like
I could see you in the UFC. That would definitely be cool, you know?
Yeah. But I don't think I have that. People in UFC are a bit tapped.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say I'm a violent guy. I'm a chilled guy.
Yeah. You're a lover, not a fighter.
Yeah. So that I don't know if I would have that X factor when it comes to fighting. I could definitely train my ass off.
Boxing is technique, you know? So boxing is like a sport, definitely, more than... Like I think MMA is like quite.
But it's one of those things where there's a lot on the line and there's potentially quite a lot to lose. Nobody wants to be a loser.
I feel
and when you build yourself up and you have a decent reputation, you can either take that to the next level.
Like I always visualize
like imagine if I'm fighting a big time guy, YouTuber, whatever, and I do this like amazing knockout, this haymaker, and it's just like holy shit, goes viral. That makes me look like the fucking Don, and everybody will want to follow me. Everyone will hang out with me. Like I look like the guy. However, if it's reversed and I'm the one that gets knocked out, then people are like, that like,
who's gonna want to learn how to gym from the guy who got beat the hell out of?
I think honestly, I think
but there'd be good money in it.
I think people move on really quickly. Like, let's say Logan Paul right now. Everyone's still excited to see him fight.
Yeah.
He's only ever lost.
Yeah.
He's never won.
Yeah.
But I still want to see him fight.
And he got cancelled many times. Nobody cared. Like now they don't care. Now today's so like Floyd. I met Floyd Mayweather twice. He told me one time, he's like, today's newspaper is tomorrow's toilet paper. Nobody cares. So today, like whatever happens, doesn't matter. Because tomorrow they're gonna be worried about the next person and the next person after you. Like after you fight, there's gonna be 100 fights and 100 more people are gonna lose. You don't think they're gonna worry about you can do another fight, you can win. So I think it's just one loss.
Yeah, you can always come back if you have a spectacular defeat on a new guy.
Yeah.
Why did you stop the training?
To be honest, the fight kind of was like falling apart. It ended up, I think, getting cancelled or delayed. So if there wasn't like an actual reason to train that hard, I wasn't going to do it. But now I've started to get back into shape. I was like, you know what? At least I
think you need it. You know, one thing I've noticed in Dubai is life can become very comfortable.
Yeah,
like too comfortable,
easy.
And you literally don't have any pain or discomfort in your day. And I notice whenever I go through phases of just too much comfort, I actually get more like depressed.
Yeah.
Not like depressed, but just
definitely
my happiness levels will taper off.
Yeah.
So doing like, even if you just go force yourself, have an ice bath, go do some horrible HIIT training, go destroy your legs. Like for the rest of the day, I'm on a high.
Yeah.
So I think the thing I struggle with the most is doing the high intensity training.
Yeah.
It's not fun. It's like horrible. So I always like to team up with someone and just
do the thing
get them to. I like them to be a bit of a psycho so they can push me through.
Yeah, we used to do that. We used to wake up every day. We used to go 10 a.m. boxing club,
and we did work as like dogs.
It was like we did that for like 5-6 months.
Yeah, and like 2-3 hours, and we used to go out there at night again. That was crazy. Like we were addicted to it.
Every single day we used to go 10 a.m., 10 to 12. 10 to 12:30, and then at night it was like a 7 to 8:30 session.
But the rest of the day we were like, it's interesting as well. People, they think like when you go, let's say if you start your day with gym, the rest of the day you're tired. But it's actually the opposite. You walk around with more energy. And it's actually a funny analogy I heard, like someone told me, it's like basically, when you're training for a fight, they make you wear heavy gloves. And then when you go in for the fight, they make you wear light. Was it you that told me this? Yeah, you wear light gloves during the fight because now, and your body's so used to with the heavy gloves, so it gives you a lot of energy. So like when you start the day and your body thinks you're going through all this activity, it starts giving you a lot of energy. And throughout the day, I guess it doesn't really know exactly when you stop. So you have a lot of energy now. And basically throughout the day, you walk around with a bounce in your step. And it's so nice.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. And you're also so tired, you don't worry about the small, insignificant stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
You're too busy to worry. You're too tired.
I'm tired. Just let me keep going.
Yeah, you want to only think about what's important. You don't have time to waste on.
Do you think you need more of that in your life? Because I was listening to the CEO cast and you were saying you're at a point where you're not that happy at the moment.
Yeah, I could more of. I think nowadays I realize I'm happy when I'm productive.
Yeah,
so I'm just trying to stay productive because I think you go through like some mental problems where it's like, okay, now I'm sad and what's going to make me happy, and then you go through a spiral of down because now you're not productive and you're overthinking things. So I think it's just you figure out with time. You know, you need to sometimes. I say this, like, let's say, well, what's the boxer's name? Tyson Fury.
Yeah,
like,
you went through that. 2
years of depression and stuff. I think it's something you need to just pull yourself out of. If you're unhappy, it's going to happen.
So it's like a sign something needs to change.
Yeah, something just needs to change. So I was like, you know what? I'm not getting any happier. If anything, you're going more downhill. So now it's just like.
But do you think that maybe that's a sign that you need to maybe change up the type of the content that you're producing?
I don't think it's a content thing. It's not really about YouTube.
So if you put out a vlog, do you feel like I feel good for making that vlog?
Yeah, definitely. Like when I'm recording and posting, definitely feel really good.
But do you feel good because it's productive, or do you feel good because you're proud of the content that you produce? I think that's
because I noticed I was going through a phase where I was just vlogging for the sake of vlogging.
Yeah,
and I put it out, and it was like he would edit it. It like cinematic wise, it was a sick vlog. Maybe it was entertaining, but I was like, where's the value in this? Like, what is the message? Where's the substance?
Yeah.
There was nothing there.
Yeah.
Whereas when I sit down and I do a video where I'm just talking, sharing my experience or helping people, I get way more satisfaction knowing that I put a video out which is going to help like hundreds of thousands of people.
Yeah.
So I've noticed now I actually feel, especially when I started doing the podcast, I got super happy when I started doing the podcast because I was like, how many of these people are going to maybe change their life or take something positive from this?
Yeah.
Because I went through a phase when I was in Dubai where I was doing the vlogs and I was being very flashy. I was like, hey, like I'm living a life. Look how good my life is.
Yeah.
And I started to become too unrelatable to a lot of my viewers. They were like, well, you know, I'm in the UK and it's raining and I don't have any money. So maybe some people like to live through me, but a lot of people, they maybe get a little bit jealous and they started to resent me. And then I thought, well,
what's the point of that?
I'm not actually feeling very proud putting this type of content out anymore.
I think there was a phase that I was very hated. And I remember actually my friend Saigon, the same one, I said I was super hated. And it was like, of course, you're a 24, 5-year-old and someone in Europe who's in the rain, who's in the cold, clicks on your video and sees you in Dubai with a ton of money in your hand and being flashy and stuff. So of course they're going to hate you. So I think, similar. Like right now I'm just through a phase. It's like I'm kind of over that type of stuff. I wouldn't say I'm necessarily... And I think, by the way, like a lot of my videos back then, I'd always say, like, I'd always start off my videos with like, go make today a good day.
Yeah, positive message.
And I think that's something I did definitely lose along the way as well. So that's something I'm sad about.
The authenticity as well.
As it just like, I think with social media, I guess to a point, it's like, all right, like there was a point where I was saying like, guys, be happy today, go be productive and like trying to add as much value. But then you do these, let's say, degenerate type of videos and they blow up in views. You know, and that's a sad thing because it's like, I think I went through a phase. It's like, I know if I just hold a bunch of cash in my hand and go buy a car, it's going to get 10 million views. But if I sit there giving great advice, it's going to get 100,000 views. So what do people really want? And I think it comes down to a point, people don't, like most people don't actually want that good content.
They don't want it, they need it.
Because and the thing is, I say right now, there's tons of videos of Warren Buffett speaking.
Yeah.
Have you seen them?
That's a good point.
You know what I mean? But we're on Instagram watching these Bugattis. Even Andrew Tate, Bugatti. Why are you watching him? Bugatti.
Yeah.
So the honest truth is people don't want the real advice, the real... Now, great. There's some people like Andrew Tate that can motivate you because to a level they have succeeded.
And they do it in an entertaining
way. But the sad truth is most people don't actually want to learn to be rich. If you want to be rich, there's tons of nerds teaching you how to drop ship. But then when you click on
YouTube,
there's so many ways to make
money. But people don't watch it. No one
Yeah.
watches it. You don't actually want to be rich. You want to be rich in a fun way.
Be entertained.
Yeah, it's all about hungry.
It's like I watched a video. It's like being a dropshipper in 2023, and it's like a really funny video. It's like the first thing they do is go on Instagram, 7-figure dropshipper, 2023 millionaire. It's like they update their bio instead of actually working on dropshipping.
Yeah.
You know, that's like every dropshipper nowadays.
People, they don't want to
sell a course.
Sell a course, right?
Before they even do the dropshipping.
Every YouTuber you see every YouTube ad you see right now is, I don't know if you've seen this one recently. Hi, my name is Sanjay. This is how to make a course or whatever. I've just taught this guy how to dropship. It's like, bro, we know you're trying
so the guy's saying, this is my student.
This is my student.
He made $30,000.
We know you're all just trying to make money. Like everyone knows at this point.
Yeah. I think so many people are winging it. And I think those people who are like hesitant or scared to start something new, just understand that the majority of other people who are already doing it, they're most likely just winging it themselves.
Yeah.
There are no get rich quick schemes. The people that are telling you that they are getting rich off you.
Yeah. I think that's a mistake we all make. Even me, to be honest. There's so many times where I've tried to do so many different things. It's like you see people and you're like, wait, I'm doing this. Why is this not working? Like you said, it's a shiny object syndrome, whatever you say. It's like,
next thing. And also some of my friend, he sells a course, but he's not public. He's not like a public figure. He sells a course. He's like, the profit margins are crazy. He's like, if Pablo Escobar was alive today, he'd be selling a course. He wouldn't be selling cocaine. Because literally you make it one time, he spends 10 pounds and he sells the course for 3,000. He spent 30 pounds. And he sells the course for 3,000.
Do you mean spends 30 on what? The ads or something?
No, the course. So the actual content.
Okay.
30 pounds. And then obviously the ads he has to spend as he continues. But it's kind of like you're reinvesting your money. But the margins are in general are just insane.
People I know who are selling courses and doing it the right way.
And cheers, I'm not against it.
The best way to make money online is to teach other people how to make money online.
But by the way, I'm not against it. I think generally people can learn things from it, you know? I think a lot of people...
If it's a good course.
100%. Yeah. They should, and sometimes they should pay for it because like find a good course. I mean, I don't have one. I will never make one. But find a good...
I don't know. Maybe
take that back. You never know.
But find a good course. Buy it so you have some money on the line, and now you have to like really get your money's worth and put some effort in. I think if you really want to be, it's not about like getting there is hard. It's just how much you want it. If you have the hunger, it's definitely it's too possible. It's not easy, but it's possible. It's just extremely possible.
What is at this point in time your main focus, your goals?
I said this on the last podcast I did, and I think I got a lot of hate for it.
You said you wanted to make money.
I was like, the only thing I want to do right now is make money. Everyone hated it. But genuinely, that is, I guess, a lot of my focus is to make money because I think right now, one of the biggest happinesses for me is just being financially free. Not that I care about the money. It's just, I don't want to feel like I'm tied down to money. As in like, I don't physically have to do this because if I don't do this, then I need to pay, like I can't move, right? So I think being financially free is so nice because then you can actually do what you want to do.
Are you not at a point where you're financially free?
I am, but like also to a sense, it's like,
but you feel like you're a slave to. You have to keep making the YouTube videos and
like I still have to like as in to live a very good life. Then I still do. I don't think I'm so financially free that if I stop working, I can live my desired life.
That he's accustomed to now.
So I think for that type of life, I'd need like $200 million in investments. Wow. No, as in like, okay, let's say if
in order for me to be comfortable, I'd need 200 million.
No, because then what, as in like, what's
for me to be even slightly happy. I know what you mean.
No, because like 200 million, what's your passive income on that, you know? Let's say realistically, like with expenses and stuff, 3%, 4%, 5%. So that's like, I don't know, 10 million, 5 million. And then in a sense, like I want to have a really good life. Like I want to
travel, go to nice houses.
And I know the people around me are not going to have the same hunger as me. So I know a lot of my friends that, let's say, for example, I want to, let's say, take all my friends on a private jet. So it would be really fun to do that, you know? So that's what I meant as in like, I just want to have
I think also that's a good thing to say because it's also not about, people don't realize it's not about the money you make. It's about the person you have to become to make that money.
Yeah.
So like, in order to make a lot of money, like you said, it's not just like, you have to learn skills, how to work in a team, how to lead a team, how to persevere, how to not give up, how to work when you don't feel like working, how to, you know, there's like a bunch of skills that it takes to make a lot of money. And that for me is like everything because making the money, obviously the money is good, but it's just about that person you have to become, that character development course that you have to go through. And that's for me like the goal, reaching my potential. I think society in general rewards you in money of how good you are at something. Like, let me give you an example. Today, if you sing, but you're an average singer, you can go sing in a bar and make $100. But if you can sing as good as Justin Bieber, you can make millions of one concert, of one time you sing. So I think if you wanna make a lot of money in something, you have to be very good at something. And that's, for me, what I see like money as, like society rewarding you for how good you are at something. If you play, like some people think that they're really good at football, but they don't make a lot of money from it. You're probably not that good at football, generally speaking. Even though it sounds harsh, if you're not making that much money from something, you're not that good at it. Because 99%, I'm sure there's caveats, but this is how it works 99% of the time, or 90% of the time. So
I think definitely bringing out some sort of a product under your name or your own brand would definitely.
Secondly, I think one thing I definitely want to do this year is I want to build a good team. I think that's one thing I've always struggled at, building team. I think, like, especially as a YouTuber, like you said, I'm kind of like introverted. I like being alone. I don't like communicating with people as much. But I've learned over the years, like, there's only so far you can reach alone. And when I say team, I don't mean like necessarily editors. I have editors, but I mean like to build like a very good team, I think you need to understand that you need to give them something more than just a direct salary or something. So
a vision.
In a sense, like, let's say this year, I'm trying to find a great editor, as in like take 10, 20% of my YouTube earning.
That's good incentive.
You know what I mean? So, but in that sense, I genuinely think you'll build a very long-term success. It's like, because let's say, okay, if my team of editors or whatever, they're making directly what I'm making, we grow together. So it's
your
like,
success is their success.
I don't need to replace them after 3 years. Does that make sense? So I think that's one thing I struggled with. Like, I've always had team rotate, and it's really annoying. But I've also never been the type of guy to think like, why are they leaving? Maybe there is a way to get good people to stay on longer. But I think as humans, a lot of times we think we're the best. And like, you know, you make money, you're like, all right, I'm making $1 million, but my staff is making 2,000 or 3,000, 4,000. But like, I deserve the $1 million, but they don't deserve more than the 4,000. So I think we have this like selfish habit where we think we're just so much better than the rest. And I think I realized like, no, you need to build a great team, and just people do learn, you know? So a lot of times, everyone that's joined my team, they learn a bunch, they go to a higher paid job later. But I think it's natural. People are going to learn when they're in decent positions. So you need to have a system where it's like they always feel like, okay, I'm learning, I'm growing with this guy. So I think that's the two things for me. I just want to build a great team, incentivize them, make a lot of money, and just be financially free.
I'd try and, you know, within your network, speak to 10 of the most successful businessmen or women that you know, and just be like, hey, what would you do in my position? Because you've done the hard work. Like, you have the followers. And this is something which I didn't even realize myself. Like, I had grown my platforms, but I had not come anywhere near close to monetizing it. Because I never, when I got into this, I never really cared about the money. I wanted enough money so I could just cover the basics. And I think once you reach a certain amount, like I remember when I started making like 30, 40K a month, I was like, I mean, realistically, I don't need more than this.
But what about you? Like, are you not planning on products yourself, or?
Yeah. So I have this. There's a few other things I want to do in the future, but which I wanted to start soon, but then I realized if I have too many things going on, it's just going to be a disaster. So I think with this, I'm potentially looking at teaming up with someone to help me scale it. Because
and in terms of this right now, where'd you do this? Yourself?
No, so I have a fulfillment company who's based in the UK. They do a pretty good job, but we have slightly different visions. Like, I'm more about, I want like the super high-end quality. And I don't, they just want to sell and make money. Whereas
I want to build a brand. I
want to build a brand, and I want to have a really good product. And that we're clashing a little bit with what it is that we want. And the problem is they're good at what they do. It's definitely saved me a lot of time and effort, but they do work with other influencers and clients as well. And the problem is,
focus their priority.
I used to be a high priority, and I could tell I've slowly kind of tapered off, because they're now working with mega influencers. They're working with people with 10 million followers plus. So I know, in a sense, they're the middleman between me and the manufacturer. I think it realistically, if I want to really, really scale it at some point in the future, I need to get rid of them. I need to deal directly with the manufacturer. But I need someone who knows exactly what to do, and someone who's already smashed it in the clothing industry. They've been there, done that, sold the business or whatever, and they want to team up. So that's one thing I want to do. And then I think I will always have something relating to helping people and teaching people. So I feel like, I don't know, maybe there's something that makes me stand out on camera, the way I speak, the way I can communicate with people. I think people want to learn. So I think I definitely want to do something in the educational space. I sold out my first mastermind.
Wow, nice.
Yeah, so that's 12 people spending the weekend with me in Dubai end of March.
Wow, nice.
So
how much was the curiosity?
It was a lot.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Sick.
I'll tell you off camera.
But
anyway,
you sold it privately?
Yeah, so all I did, I put up a YouTube video promoting it, and then all the spaces filled out, and I took the YouTube video down.
Wow.
But like, did they know how much it is?
Yeah,
like,
yeah, they can see the price.
But they inquire privately and you get them the price privately?
No, the price is there on the website.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I understand.
But it was a lot, and I think a lot of people didn't really understand the value that they'd be getting.
Yeah.
So once we've done this first weekend,
they will understand.
People are going to see what it's all about.
And how much you spent and actually
doing it. Yeah, because I've got to put a lot back into it to make it worthwhile.
Of course.
So I think if it goes well, then I'll probably do a couple in Europe, maybe 2 in Europe over the summer, then 1 more in Dubai end of this year. And then maybe I get into
speaking, public speaking.
Yeah.
I could see you doing that. You have that
because
vibe.
I think one thing I was always scared of was speaking in front of a large group of people. Used to hate it. Petrified in school when the teacher made me go up and say something in front of everyone. Hated it. And I never really worked on that fear which I had, which I guess in a way is a normal fear, but I feel like I really struggled with it.
Yeah.
Being on camera and vlogging definitely helped a lot, but still to this day, just going up in front of like 50 to 100 people, it's like, it's weird.
Yeah.
After a while, they get used to it. But I think the only way to overcome that is to just do it more often. And then obviously you have to if you are making a presentation or a speech, you need to practice.
Yeah. I feel like that's but that's like a good compass I've noticed with you. Like whenever you're fearful of something, you go towards that. Like fear is like your compass basically. Yeah. And that's sick, because like you were saying, even when it comes to gym, you don't like doing the high intensity. So that's what you end up doing.
Yeah.
So I think that's in general, like in life, if you do the things
you got to do the things you really don't want to do.
Exactly.
Because that's what's going to set you apart from everyone else.
Yeah.
And this is the thing, I'd always been about health and fitness and getting yourself in shape.
Yeah.
And I feel like now I've kind of grown beyond that. And now people are looking at me and they're like, mate, how have you managed to get this lifestyle which you've built for yourself? Like, how have you gone from being the personal trainer to being that guy who's like, now you're doing podcasting, you've got big followers on like different channels of social media, you have different revenue streams. Like,
yeah, it's nice.
People want to, they want to get to that position, but they want to take the shortcut.
Yeah, it sucks.
So there's definitely, but there is definitely a lot of advice that I could share with those people and help them to just don't do this, focus on this.
Yeah.
And
you'll feel a lot more fulfilled yourself.
Yeah. Like if I could go back in time to even the age of 25 with what I know now, like, be killing it.
Buy Bitcoin.
Buy Bitcoin.
If I could go back, buy Bitcoin.
Is there anything else you two would change if you could go back in time like 5 years?
Me? No. I think everything's meant to be. I'm a firm believer, like everything's meant to be. And there's always enough time to, like, if you think, oh, I should have done this, there's always enough time to change your future.
Yeah.
So
good. It's true, to be honest, what you're saying, but I don't know. For me, I mean, I could definitely.
I guess I'd have to ask you that question in 5 years' time.
Yeah, but even from now, if I think 5 years back, I mean, that's
damn, I wish I didn't get married.
Imagine. What was I saying about arranged marriages? Was I out of my mind?
Yeah.
Arranged marriage. but
it doesn't work.
It's a scam. This app, I'm deleting the app. Mom, remove the tablet out of my face. Smash the tablet. But Mo is very like positive like that. So he always has that. And that's impressive, because for me, there's too much I think I would change. But he is right in terms of like where the decisions I made ultimately led to where I am now. And you don't think about the bad consequence of changing that, because those bad times are when you learned the most. How do you remove those bad times?
I was thinking about this today, actually. It's funny you asked this, because I was generally thinking about this today. Like, if someone gives me a time machine, I go back in time, I'll know when to buy Bitcoin, when to short Luna. But I was thinking generally, like, I don't know. I was thinking about it. I was like, do you think that if, let's say there was a time machine and we could go back, I always think like every step we do different could alter the whole world.
Oh, yeah.
Butterfly effect.
Yeah.
You know? So I was thinking, what if I go back in time and then try and buy Bitcoin? Now the whole Bitcoin thing didn't happen because
you put too much money in.
I bought too much Bitcoin and now...
People thought you were dumb, so they didn't buy it.
You know what I mean? I always think of these things. I think like generally
you never know.
One little thing can change so much.
It's true, actually. It's a good point.
Yeah, it's crazy. I think what I've learned is all those things in the past, which I used to procrastinate over, I should have just not procrastinated at all and just done it. Like even with this,
you thought
I thought about doing it well over a year ago, but I was kind of like,
that's the thing, man.
Like I didn't.
Procrastination is such a big issue.
I didn't want it enough. Then I think, well, what if I'd started doing the podcasting when I'd actually thought about doing it. Maybe I'd be 50 episodes deep already at this point.
But I also say this, I always think a lot of people watching say it's too late, it's too late. Actually, if you realize most of the times, the most successful people in any field are the ones that have started last.
Yeah.
And I've seen that happen time and time again. Like right now, the most successful YouTuber, or let's say Apple, or most successful YouTuber, Mr. Beast, he's been around for a couple of years. As in, there's been like PewDiePie and stuff, but you know,
Ages,
as in,
or like BBM was the hot shit, but WhatsApp started way later, but it improved all the things that BBM didn't have.
Well, I'm really impressed that you're doing the podcasting at 20 years old, because I would not have been prepared to do podcasting when I was 20 years old.
And for me, it's also like difficult because it's not my main thing. Like I don't earn money from it. I keep most of my ads off, like in the videos. So I keep monetization on.
He didn't monetize the Tate podcast until like after it had most of its views.
Yeah, really.
I remember it was a conversation. He called me, he's like, "Mo, do you think I should monetize it right now?"
What do you mean? Just turn it, the button?
No, the button was on, but I didn't put any ads. So if the button's not on, I heard that YouTube doesn't really put like as much effort in pushing the video because they're not making money from it. So the button's on, but there's no ads in the video. So there's only ads on the side of the video and under my video. But in my video, there's no ads. I feel like when an ad comes, people are just looking for another video to watch and they can get gone by clickbait.
That's one of the reasons why I don't do adverts in podcasts.
Yeah.
Because
even me,
just my honest opinion, when I listen to other podcasts, it's really annoying when the adverts keep popping up. Like, you know, when you're like, you're really in the conversation. And then, by the way, today's video is sponsored by...
They'll pick it in those times because they want your attention. So they're going to find the time when you're going to be most focused and put the ad at that time, because that time they know you'll stay. If they put the ad in a boring part, they know you'll move on. So they put the ad in the most interesting part because they know you're waiting for the end result. So they literally look for the time you're most interested in and screw you over at that time.
But I really wonder though, because you know most people have a price, and now
yeah, of course they offer you the
maybe someone offers me something crazy.
If you're watching this, guys, as much as I don't want to do it, if you give me a good enough, just raise a little bit, I'll do a bit more.
But I think it's good also to take ads if you use the money smartly. Like nowadays, a lot of my approach and things is like, no, take the ad and try and now improve your content with it.
That's
like in a sense, I'd say if you're doing podcasts, take the ad money and try and get someone that generally just wants to get paid to come on a podcast. They're very interesting, but you know, some people like, as in like, if you paid Andrew Tate, whatever his price
I would have paid him whatever I could, because actually, even though I turned out monetization after a long time, like after already reached more than 1 million views, it's still made good money. So in hindsight, if you wanted like something, I mean, I don't know how much you would ask for, but
who would be your dream guest to interview?
I mean, I there's two people I really look up to. I love Cristiano Ronaldo.
Jeez, that'd be crazy.
You know,
Elon Musk maybe. That'd be a big one.
Elon Musk too, but Cristiano Ronaldo, I think just growing up watching football, watching his work rate is just crazy. Drake.
That'd be
I love Drake. And he barely does any podcasts, but the guy is intelligent.
50 Cent. 50 Cent, he has an autobiography.
I was thinking this because I'm really into my rap. And I always have been for a long time. So I'm really fascinated by the rappers, the old school rappers that have not only managed to stay relevant, like Rick Ross, but have also made a lot of money.
That's the thing. What I've noticed,
Jay-Z, Rick Ross, like
billionaires. The thing is, like, I feel like nowadays, someone made this funny point. It was like nowadays the rappers, they talk about using drugs, whereas back in the day it was about dealing. But the point is, they were all entrepreneurs first and rappers second. Like rapping was just for fun, but they're all businessmen, gangsters, real life hustlers, you know. And they just rapped on the part time about their experiences and stuff. But nowadays the guy, he didn't do anything in his life. 20-year-old, he has like a melody. You can't even understand what he's saying. It just sounds good with some auto-tune. And
I'm not into like any American rap at the moment. Some of the UK rap I like at the moment.
Drake is really good though. Like in terms of words, I mean, just like the words of Drake are really
well. Even he's managed to
stay relevant for
put his foot in so many different genres and made it work. And he's put so many other artists on the map as well. Like even last summer, he went through a phase of doing a little bit of like house music, linking up with Black Coffee, co-producing his album, and just like he's doing everything and he's killing it.
I don't know how he's not a billionaire yet.
Well, yeah, he must be close.
Yeah, but I feel like I think maybe Jay-Z had that business because Jay-Z opened a record label. I think Drake has one as well, but I think not too much.
I think Jay-Z's
business-minded.
Seriously business-minded.
That's the thing, yeah. Even like because
he'd be cool to interview.
That's the thing. Cool. Jay-Z, Hove. Yeah, that'd be sick.
But that's also another sad thing. Like if you did, I don't think you'd get as much views as some other people would get. You know what I mean?
Well, like the relevant.
6ix9ine would get way more.
That's the sad part about social media. I told you, like as much as there are these crazy, very good people to listen to, people want to listen to the people that are a bit more just crazy with words, you know, not realistic. You know, Warren Buffett, I mean, the guy's a billionaire, but he talks very just factual.
Yeah. Also, Warren Buffett, he made his money very slowly. You know, they asked him, they said, Warren, your investing strategy is so easy. Why haven't so many people just followed it? He has so many books about it. He's like, because nobody wants to get rich slow. Everyone wants to get rich fast. Yeah. But his strategy was very simple. He picked the way he picked the stocks and value ones that he knew 30 years from now would be big, you know? For a little money, they were already like, you know, blue chips and stuff, you know?
Yeah.
Are you guys investing?
Yeah. Me and more. Like on the phone every day.
Always like, oh, have you seen this? Or like, what about this company? I think one of my worst investments, which I hope turns to good investment, I really do. I believe in it. Beyond Meat, you know?
Oh, I think about crypto or NFTs.
Yeah,
Beyond Meat, invest a lot
too.
in Beyond Meat.
I don't know. I just like you said, like my whole thing is just like think of companies that you think in the next 10, 20 years are going to be good. Just same as electric cars.
But then, like you said, it's not the people who came in later that want to succeed. Beyond Meat was like the first company to make the edible meat. Yeah. So there's going to be some after.
I'm still looking. But those are,
I think
that's a good space. Yeah, but yeah, definitely in stocks and stuff we invest in here and there.
A little bit, but there's nowhere near as much as I should be. I would say realistically I've been quite careless with my money over the past couple of years.
Careless in terms of risky investments or careless in terms of not investing at all?
Just party.
That's way more.
Spending it on not necessarily materialistic goods, but just experiences.
Yeah.
Like I really love to travel. When I travel, I like to stay in nice places.
Yeah.
It's been a lot of money. In a way, it's, I don't know, because I'm getting content as part of the content creation.
That's the best thing about content.
But I look back at some of my expenses and I'm like, that was a bit silly. Like that,
I think me and Ahmed were both kind of similar, as in like you'd be surprised seeing our online persona compared to real life. We're I don't know if stingy is the word. Frugal. We're very frugal.
We're thinking about every expense.
As in like everything I spend on is very calculated.
But when we travel, everything's hooked up. You know, from the moment to the airline, to the hotel, to the airport.
There was one point
we contact the companies, make an advertisement.
So you got like, hey, Emirates.
Not Emirates. Turkish Airlines.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
Turkish Airlines it's fact. Turkish Airlines. You can get because obviously some companies care about the advertising more, and so for some companies
we have to do is
branding is bigger.
Yeah. So the thing is for me is also like I'm quite a money person, because even though like let's say you might go on a trip and you might spend like let's say $6,000 or whatever it is, I always tell people like those small amounts, if I can save $1,000 a day. Because, you know, we spend a lot on like different experiences, whatever. That's $30,000 a month, for example, if that is your burn rate, you know. As social media people, we spend a lot. Guys, flights, hotels, taking your team out, your videographers, editors. It's not cheap. So if I can save everywhere, and in reverse, I also say this in a sense, if I can figure out a way to make $5,000 to $10,000 a day, that's $300,000 a month, and then just scale that up, just make my daily earn rate way more.
Yeah. That's what I've always approached it as, how do I save here? I'm like, well, how do I earn more?
Yeah. You know, because sometimes you can get too focused on saving and you can't save yourself to make a millionaire, you know?
Exactly. There's a lot of mistakes. I see a lot of people turn down decent deals where it doesn't really affect it because it's like, oh, well, this is not my rate. I've seen, let's say, influencers, they promote the hell out of a hair salon for a free haircut. But someone tells them like $5,000, they're like, no, my rate is 5.5.
Yeah, it's true.
I'm like, you just did that for like a free haircut. Like, you know what I mean?
I know, yeah. That's so true.
I'm sure you've seen it. Or like they'll tag, let's say, a restaurant that she can give them free food, but someone said like $500 less than their rate. They're like, no way.
Yeah.
For the same
thing. That's also, I think, an ego point. You know?
I think it's an ego point. People don't realize that.
Yeah.
Like, my sister does that all the time anyways.
But saving money is too important. Like it's interesting, you know, they think that the people who save money are the people who are stingy, hoarders, they love money too much. But actually the people who spend less money and are accustomed to living a life that's cheaper, they're actually less reliant on the money. Yeah. So they're the ones who are actually less, like they don't need the money as much. Today, if they were to go broke, they'd be okay because they live off they live way below their means. So these guys are actually less attached and less needing of the money than the person who has this high lifestyle, who spends a lot of it. That person needs money to continue. He's a slave to it now because without this money, his lifestyle changes.
I'm really curious what is going to happen with me when I seriously level up with how much money I make. How crazy am I going to go with spending it and leveling up my lifestyle? Like, I am really pretty damn comfortable in this apartment, living by myself. I have a nice car.
It's a very nice apartment, though.
Like, I don't really need more. But here in Dubai, there is always that next level.
That's the thing. So, I notice a lot in Africa, especially.
It does. Yeah. I really don't. It'll be interesting to see how I handle it.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. But
also, if you keep increasing your expenses as you increase your income, you never end up really becoming rich because you just, as you know, you never end up getting money in the bank.
Yeah.
So, and like you said about Dubai, it's so true. As you walk out the street, you just see, like, you're in a Lamborghini, you see a Bugatti next to you. And then you get the Bugatti, you see a Bugatti Mansouri beside you. You get a Bugatti Mansouri, see the guy Bugatti Mansouri with a 2-digit plate. Yours is like 5 digits. It's just unlimited.
Even with like apartments, I'm like, okay, so what's the next level up?
There's Atlantis Royal, which just opened up. Yeah. So even if you had the best thing yesterday, today there's a new building.
The money on rent is crazy. You know the new place you're moving into? You're renting or you bought that?
I bought that place. Yeah.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah. But to be honest, I'm actually gonna Airbnb it. Like I bought it, I was like, you know what? When I'm bored, I can use it. When I'm not, I can just Airbnb it.
It's a cool Airbnb pad.
Yeah, you can just that's what I'm saying. Like, and throughout the years, to be honest, I've never really spent my money. It's always just been like make money, either put it to the side, or buy a house. Like I have a property in UK here, a few other whatever.
I think that's definitely a plus. Like particularly, it's a thing in the Muslim community for the families to stay under one household.
Yes,
so that's why they end up saving so much money.
Yeah. People think I'm weird. Like my wife most likely will live with my parents, the same house. And in fact, one of my relatives, he stays his grandfather, him, his wife, and then his brother, his brother's wife, all in one house.
So that's a lot of money saved.
Yeah, and I think always in terms of like work, I'm always that guy that tries to like plan ahead, or like I'm very cautious. Like as in like social media, a lot of people make money, then spend it very quick, and then it might stop, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
So I'm always like that guy, like just in case I have backup, like I'm good, don't worry. Because I always also say like, as in the type of content I make, I'm very self-aware. People hate me. Like a lot of people hate me. A lot of people love me. A lot of people hate me. And it's like, because of the type of content I was making, flashy cars, flashy whatever, I'm always self-aware that most people want to see me go broke. So I'm gonna make sure I secure myself so you never see that happen to me. As in, because it's like, the sad truth is lots of people, you could necessarily might have not done anything wrong. It's just you've bothered them.
Yeah.
So I know people are wishing on my downfall, and I'm like, listen, the last thing I want to do is let people laugh at me for overspending my money. Yeah. So like, even in terms of my cars, people say, well, you have 5 cars, you must be just blowing your money. Like every single car I've bought was with a deal from the dealership. Like either I'm not going to lose much money on it, or you're going to give it to me at your cost price. So when I sell it, I'm not going to lose money. And even right now, I don't need most of my cars, so I'm selling half them anyways.
And some of them are appreciating. Like you have the SLS limited cars, appreciating
very much. Like I don't drive the car; it's a collector car. So as much as I live this flashy lifestyle, it's like I'm not that person anyways. Realistically, like I don't really care about materialistic stuff. Like I'd rather just drive a normal car. It's more comfy.
Yeah, you drive sometimes it's Mustang. You like the Mustang.
Most of the time I like the Mustang. But the reason I have, let's say, Bentleys and Rolls Royces is I know for social media, people love to see that. But I don't really I don't feel any happier. To be honest, I feel happier in a normal car because I know the miles I drive on it are losing me less money anyways.
Yeah, because if you live in Dubai, the mileage goes up quick.
Exactly.
That's crazy. Everyone thinks Dubai is small, but actually, even they think petrol is so cheap, but the amount you have to drive around in Dubai, because there's like all bridges and tunnels, and like to go around, it's like,
I think I've added like 40,000 kilometers on my Jaguar since I've had it.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's a crazy
40,000 kilometers driving around Dubai.
Yeah.
I drive a lot too. It's
crazy. Bro. It's like here and you go like between...
You have to in Dubai.
Yeah, that's the
no way around it unless you're getting driven.
Yeah.
Like Iman Gaji.
Yeah. Nice. Right. I think I'm going to wrap it up there because we've been talking about it a long time.
Wow.
What your social media channels? Yours, you got your Instagram, YouTube?
Yeah. The YouTube's Ahmad Mahmood Show. And then the Instagram's One Ahmad.
Yeah.
1 AHM80.
And you can catch me on that next week.
Yes, sir. It's going to be big. Mo, you already know.
Yeah. I'm MoVlogs everywhere. That's it.
What was your full name?
Mohammed Barak Dari.
Okay. I did not know that.
Yeah.
Now everybody else knows.
Mohammed Barak Dari, yeah. First time you're saying that, maybe, probably?
Yeah, probably. I don't really say it much. It's just a long name. And I think Ahmad was saying this recently. He was like, I want to make my family name like valuable. Not mine, his.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, but
that'd be weird if you wanted to make my family name valuable.
But you know what I mean? Like Thurston, like, you know, you want a name that carries weight. Like Andrew Tate says,
family.
Like Andrew Tate says, my dad always told me, even though they're not really rich, or you're a Tate, you have this values. So
yeah.
I wouldn't know my dad.
I think your guy's getting tired as well. Your friend's getting tired. It's like, you know, guys.
Turn off the cameras, guys. It's over. Subscribe.
He's been waiting around. It's been like, Jesus, the longest.
Yeah, you've done a solid job. Well done, Chris. Cheers, guys. Thanks for watching. Give it a thumbs up.
Thank you so much.
See you in the next one.
Thank you for having us, man.
Thank you, my bro. That was nice.